Hello everybody and welcome. I am Ketchup.
And I am Mustard.
And you're watching Week 8 of the Mortal Kombat X Pro League.
Now, the critical point has finally been reached for the EU side of the Pro League. We are at the end times. Week 8, the final week of the Pro League. We have 5 of our 7 Pro League spots locked in right now. So Foxy Grandpa, Madzin, Sakron, Harry Nightmare and Irish Mantis are a lock for the final. That leaves 2 spots open for 4 of today's top 8. But before we get into that, let's just remind the guys and girls at home, what exactly are the players competing for today?
The ESL Mortal Kombat X Pro League has been a string of weekly online tournaments, and we are on the 8th and final week. Every Wednesday, 8 people are going to play for $1,000 of a prize pot and the all-important placement points. Now, right now, yes, first place will take home $500. However, everyone's gunning for those remaining points because the 7 highest point earners at the end of these 8 weeks on the EU/CIS will go to the Season 3 finals playing for a pot of $200,000. And that's a few weeks away. This tournament is the most important tournament that the remaining guys that are going to be playing for have ever played for.
Well, it's 2 months of hard graft, it's 2 months of constant trial, error, consistency, success, failure. It all comes down to this week, and we'll really explain who has a good chance of making it and who really, really has to play the best they've ever played in their lives today. But before we get into that, as usual, we have ourselves our social media correspondent, but she looks a little bit different today.
You Mustard. You guys know at home who I am by now. I am Mo Sassenach, but tonight I am actually the Princess Kitana. This is the little surprise I've been working on for everyone. We thought we'd end Week 8 with a bang. But as always, remember, you can follow us at ESL Mortal Kombat on Twitter if you want to keep up with anything Pro League related. You can use the hashtag MKXProLeague to get involved with the conversation tonight. As you guys know, I'll be reading tweets out throughout the stream. You can also enter our weekly raffle, but before I show you the amazing prize we have up for grabs, I'll announce last week's winner of the Pro Player pack. Well done to Alex Kessel. That will be on its way to you very shortly. But we do have this absolutely spectacular signed Mortal Kombat Blood Ties comic. It's got loads of signatures on there from everyone at NetherRealm. Even Ed Boon's signature is on there. So if you want to be within a chance of winning that, you can go to esl.gg/MKXComp to register there. Also, you guys know the season finals are coming up next month on the 11th of June. If you're lucky enough to live close enough to LA and want to be in the crowd for that amazing show, you can go to esl.gg/MKXfinals to buy a ticket there.
Cool, brilliant. Thank you very much for that. Going into this final week, as always, we have a player interview lined up. This week, we're going to have Krathen from Italy, who has made it into the top 8 this week, and we're going to kind of chat with him a little bit about what's going on for him into this Pro League. So, are you there, Krathen?
Okay, I guess we're still getting used to getting ready to have Krathen ready to throw it over to, I suppose.
He'll be ready soon.
But, I mean, very quickly, Krathen has had a very up and down time with the Pro League. He has beaten some of the best we have in tournament settings, but like the start of the Pro League and now. And even this week, he eliminated Sakron to get to where he is now. So this would have been another rematch of Yuppie versus Sakron, but it's not.
That's actually what I want to ask him about, though, because obviously we know that Krathen had to take out Sakron this week, but I want to know how the set went. I mean, we know that Sakron plays so many characters, but the thing about Krathen, which we haven't really had a chance to see, unfortunately, is the fact that he has kind of the strongest ninjutsu in Europe free. Like, he has the strongest ninjutsu Scorpion, and he doesn't really play the other variations. Obviously, ninjutsu was buffed quite heavily and given some kind of extra tools, a little bit more utility. And he really makes it work. We just haven't really had a chance to see it. A lot of 9th placings that, unfortunately, I think fell to Madzin. But I believe that, I really think that had he not sort of bumped into his one demon this entire time, I strongly think maybe he would have been one of our qualified players. That ninjutsu is extremely dangerous.
Well, I think he had a really good chance, but he missed out on being able to compete in week 1 and 2, like you were saying to us on Twitter just past week. But those two errors, like those two non-opportunities to participate, have what cost him his position in the finals now. Because even if he wins today, he still won't be able to qualify, but he can give us a damn good show on his way out.
It's the ability to kind of be the eternal gatekeeper for those that need to qualify. Speaking of that, we're going to bring up today's bracket. Now, here's where things get incredibly juicy. Jinuminene, Vladi7R, Storm, and Yuppei are the 4 remaining players that can be gunning for those 2 remaining slots into the Season 3 finals. They are not fighting each other in these quarterfinals. They have an entirely different opponent that has way less to play for than they do this week.
Well, every single match for them is going to be Grand Finals, and it starts right off the bat in the quarterfinals, because right now, if none of those 4 players make it out of the quarterfinals, Vladi and Storm will be your 2 final representatives, because they have the added safety net through a lot of consistency and a lot of top 8 placings through Season 3. They now find themselves just marginally ahead of Yuppei and Jinuminene. So if none of them win in the quarterfinals, they will succeed. But if they don't, and Yuppei and Jinuminene do, then Vladi and Jinuminene will be tied, but then Jinuminene has the opportunity to move on to Grand Finals, where he will then take over Vladi.
But let's look at the points that we have. Jinuminene sitting on 150, Vladi 175, Storm 165, and Yuppei 160. Storm and Yuppei are 5 points between each other. That's why every single win this week is going to count more than it ever has. Because, I mean, the reality is, if you make it through and your opponents don't, you're going through. I mean, like, that's it. One set could be the deciding factor. But that depends entirely on how many of them make it through into the semi-finals.
But that's it. But making it to the semi-finals is going to be the hard bit, because Jinuminene has to defeat Foxy Grandpa. He has to defeat the #1 most dominant international Mortal Kombat X player on the planet to do it. Vladi has to defeat Harry Nightmare, the king of Season 2 for CIS, really. This guy was the #1 seed. Vladi has to take him down and establish his dominance as a new CIS blood going into it. And obviously, we'll get into Yuppei and Storm as we go through. But I believe we are now ready to throw over to the Skype interview. So sorry for the confusion there, guys and girls, but I think we are good to go. Krathen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. You guys?
Krathen, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty well. Made top 8 for the last week, and that's a good thing.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask you about. You've made top 8 for the final week of the season. How do you feel looking back over your MK journey through Season 3?
I got gatekeeped by Madzen.
Oh no.
Scumbag. Yeah, that's
yeah.
pretty much what it came down to.
But yeah, like my path in Season 3 was like not really that harsh, but missing 2 weeks at the start is like the real thing, because I couldn't like access the internet because I was in Austria. So yeah, I missed the first 2 weeks. Then I started playing from week 3, and basically I faced 4 times Madzen, and last week I faced Nivek and I lost to Nivek.
Oh.
Well, I mean, like, either way, I mean, I think losing to Madden's definitely, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. That guy is absolutely one of our strongest players, and it's just, I think fighting the same guy, I mean, there's definitely a competitive rivalry there now. I mean, if I'd done that, I'd hate Madden a lot. Although I love the guy.
Competitively, of course, competitively.
I would despise him. However, what I really want to ask you is, so this week, some of the guys may not know, but you actually defeated Sacron getting into this week 8.
Yes.
I want to know, what were the characters? 'Cause I'm assuming you used Ninjutsu Scorpion, but did Sacron, what was the matchup there?
Yeah, the matchups were like I stuck with Ninjutsu, and he basically tried 2 times Kung Jin, which I won both times. Then he tried to switch to Katana, got 1 win, and the other one was like really close, but I got the win in the end.
Awesome.
It's like,
I was saying awesome. That's a really good set. I wish I could have seen it.
I mean, that really is this. I feel like that's the story of Krathen this season. Is just you are this phenomenal, fundamentally sound player, and you've just had to fight just killer after killer after killer, and you've been winning against a lot of players that not a lot of other players in the Pro League have managed to even get games on in the past. So do you feel like if it wasn't for your lack of being able to attend the first couple of weeks, that do you feel you would have been one of our competitors? Because personally, I feel like you would have been a lock if you could have competed in those first 2 weeks. But what's your opinion on your chances of making the finals had you been able to enter every week?
Yeah, I think like I would have gotten a better shot at like qualifying for the finals if I got the seeding points the first 2 weeks, which is like very important for like the seeding. Then you take the seeding into account, and you got better path if you place higher the first weeks.
Of course.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like, playing the first 2 weeks is so important that missing out really made my path harder, because, you know,
Oh yeah, of course.
4 times in a row Madden, and Yeah, last week it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy either with Nivek, which got me out. But yeah, I definitely think like if I attended the first 2 weeks, I wouldn't have gotten a better shot at it.
Okay, well, I think that's all we have for now. We're going to get our first match underway. Thank you ever so much for taking your time out to chat with us, and we will see you later on in this bracket. Best of luck with your match against Jupe, where no doubt you're probably going to do your best to gatekeep that poor guy.
I'm expecting a killer set, and we will find that out. I believe it's our 4th quarterfinal. So
it should be, yeah. Jupe versus Krathen.
We will eventually get to it, but first things first, let's look at today's bracket again, and then have a look at what our first match is going to be. It's going to be a Foxy Grandpa versus Jinimunene. So Foxy Grandpa long ago confirmed himself a spot in the finals, like a while back, like many weeks. But Jinimunene, like we said before, is right here. If he loses to Foxy Grandpa now, he's out of the running completely.
Now, I think kind of we're going to be starting this week off with a bang, really. Foxy versus Jinimunene. This is probably going to be arguably the hardest one of these 4 matches to try and guarantee your way through. I mean, Jinimunene, going into this, although he's one of our 4 players in the running, has the lowest amount of points. You know, so bear in mind here, Vladi7R sitting on 175 and Jinimunene with 150. He needs to win this to just even be, you know, equal to Vladi7R, which isn't going to be a bad thing. I mean, if he makes it through and Vladi, Storm and Jupe do not, he's going to have 175 points and be in a good running. But obviously, he's going to have to take out that highest rated player to do it on the international side.
But that really adds to the dynamic, I feel, of the story we have to tell today. Like, they're all in a good chance of making it, but it's not just their matches that are important. It's how everyone else does. If all 4 of them make the semis will decide who go. If obviously none of them do, Storm and Vladi will be in a really good running. If some of them do, like, it changes dramatically depending on who succeeds to the semis and who don't. But the thing is, I feel like Storm is one to watch a lot this week as well, because Storm is there with not a lot of success in Season 3, but a damn ton of top 8s.
Now, here's something very interesting I can see in this character select. I do not know if this is a button check or whether it is real match, but I see Jinimunene going for Ninjutsu.
Really?
I mean, thing is, I totally agree why he would go for this decision. Hellfire is kind of what he's known for. But in this particular matchup, Ninjutsu does very well versus Melina. And he has indeed gone straight in. And he goes for the jump kick to try and beat the anti-air. But, alright, so Ninjutsu versus Piercing, you're just going to have those mids to contest with the range that she's normally going to try and establish. He doesn't normally get that outside of Ninjutsu.
But this is something that, I mean, let's not forget, last time Krathen and Foxy Grandpa fought each other, Krathen did win that set with Ninjutsu versus Piercing. It was close, but we saw a lot of adaptation, and it was a successful pick. So maybe that's kind of why Jinimunene went for it, because he knows Foxy has struggled against this in tournament before.
Let's not forget as well, I mean, it's just the pure matchup by itself. Foxy obviously is going to love this kind of situation, but, I mean, Jinimunene has those tools to get it done. He has to be very careful, though, because, I mean, one whiffed forward 2, and you're eating a full combo from Melina.
Oh, blocks the spear, but I assume Jinimunene tried pressing buttons or jumping after it because he did get tagged, and that's a nice grab. Jinimunene playing very brave right now, but forcing Foxy Grandpa to respect these grabs.
I totally feel like Ninjutsu Scorpion, though, across the 3 variations is going to get away with a little bit more running grabs, because you're going to be constantly sitting there waiting for the forward 2 or the back 2, you know? I mean, you don't get those in other variations. If you're going to sit there and wait for those tools, running grabs very viable.
Oh, we finished the string. I think Foxy may have thought that the low was going to catch, but goes to the 50-50 and forces it. You can see just the sheer amount of bar that Foxy's got to work with right now. He can absolutely afford to spend it on these unsafe 50-50s because he's got the breaker available as well.
Clean whiff punish right there. I mean, normally Scorpion's down 4, such an amazing tool. Good speed, good range. And I mean, Foxy's just going to wait for it. Oh no, this is like a clean game number 1. Now, if you're Jinimunene in this situation, I mean, how do you feel? Now you've got to win 2 games.
I would call that quite a demoralizing first game, because that was a flawless victory.
Flawless victory, and your opponent only has to win 2 games. You still have to win 3. And it's a matchup that you have lost to in the past.
But there's a shot at $200,000 riding on these next 2 matches. Jinimunene, like before, obviously this guy, like we've said before, he is known for his Hellfire. He is known for the crispy cancels, great execution, good pressure, wonderful B&Bs, huge damage output, and he's gone back to Hellfire now. Not a huge surprise, but do you feel that, as this guy has clearly been in Hellfire main for so long, do you feel like he might have second-guessed and preemptively picked Ninjutsu?
I don't think Ninjutsu was a bad decision. I think if I played Scorpion, I would pick Ninjutsu against Melina as well, especially Piercing. It's just, the reality is, he's been playing Hellfire for so long. I mean, this guy is a lab monster. He has so much tech for so many characters in the game, and we've seen it in both the Challenge Cup and the Pro League. And just reasons like that, you know, just reading the back 1-2 and going in for the Hellfire for the full combo. Down 4 run cancel. I mean, it's just these little things that are definitely sort of comfort pick kind of cancels.
Well, the thing is, we saw him go for the Hellfire on prediction of the back 1-2.
Oh, that's cheeky.
Well, he's kind of using it as a pseudo parry, right? He's trying to use the active frames to catch Foxy's back 1-2, so he burns himself and gets him a full combo. But in Ninjutsu, he was using his forward 2 in that same situation, but obviously he now has the comfort of using Hellfire.
That was a really nice cancel, but does drop the very final one. Obviously, the 5 up close. Way more minus on block than if you were to cancel it. Oh, no. That was really tasty reactions there, though. I like that. Seeing it connect, and then just going in for the teleport for the corner repositioning.
I mean, gets a nice solid round. A significant meter advantage as well. Jimmy Nene is definitely responding the way he needs to against Foxy right now.
You know, we almost never see Scorpion players actually down 4-5 or run cancel. I wonder what that is on block.
I have absolutely no idea. I assume it's probably not great if we don't see it a lot, or it could just be something they're not quite used to. Because a lot of the time, just because you can cancel your down 4 doesn't mean you should, because sometimes the down 4 by itself gives you a better situation. But Jimmy Nene with a massive amount of momentum right now, but runs straight into a back 1-2. Ouch, 35% damage incoming.
Now he is going to find himself on the back foot. Foxy has got no meter available. That's going to be a painful overhead. Jimmy Nene knows he has to break.
Cannot get caught by Melina's overhead in the corner. Just sheer damage output, 50% plus for very little meter spent as well. Even meterless, she gets some significant damage.
Now, in that kind of neutral situation, Foxy was a lot more reluctant to try and poke him with the back 1-2 or something. Now, the teleport, I agree with the teleport in the sense that if it connected, it would have been a good mix-up. On block, he was going to lose the round anyway. At least he's not in the corner. But, as I say, that jumps himself into the corner with a nice anti-cross-up from Foxy Grandpa.
I mean, it's always quite dangerous going for an anti-cross-up, especially when you're like 1B&B's way away from death, but it takes a lot of composure just to keep yourself ready to react to those situations, and Foxy Grandpa showing why he's currently the #1 seed.
That was a forward dash straight into a back 1-2, 35% damage. Oh, and he goes for the... Is that whip punish? No, Foxy isn't going to go for the full string.
Oh, goes to the back 1-2, but luckily Jimmy Nene does manage to jump out of it in time.
That was a really nice block string. Foxy is going to get the down 3. That could have been a punish or Jimmy Nene pressing a button. There's the cancel. Foxy has to use the breaker. That would have been big damage.
But that's something we see Foxy do a lot. Like, he builds a lot of meter, so he will break as soon as he can. Because just straight up, deny that momentum, deny that damage as soon as possible. But no, commits to it. Tries to cancel the teleport, but he didn't quite have his stamina.
He was pixels away from being able to cancel that. Very unfortunate. Oh, tries to punish, gets the low. This could be the start of a comeback. Oh, no! That sucks so bad.
That was just 100% unfortunate. It was kind of an exchange because Foxy dropped something that would have killed because of that, and then the exact same thing happened to Jimmy Nene. That is just unfortunate circumstance.
Foxy, I mean, Jimmy Nene getting that low cancel, that would have been a solid 30% damage into Hellfire. The next mix-up would have won him that round. Very unfortunate drop.
Now 2-0 down. We use this phrase a lot because it fits it, but mountain to climb. No situation for Jimmy Nene in the entirety of Season 3 has that been more relevant than right now. He has to take 3 games off, the #1 EU seed, most dominant international player, to be within a chance, not even to secure himself a spot in the finals now, just to tie with Vladdy. He has to do 3 games, the best he's ever played, and it's against one of the hardest opponents he's ever fought in a tournament.
This is a lot to rise to, but if he can rise to this situation, he will undoubtedly be one of our deserving players. Let's go. Game number 3.
And uses it as a pseudo parry once again.
I mean, that is somewhat of an answer. If you think Melina's going to run in and try and go for a back 1-2, you do have the option to just go for that preemptive Flame Aura. It will catch it. Oh no, Foxy tries to get the trade.
And we see Foxy do that a lot. He goes for a roll when he thinks he's going to do a crouching poke, because on a trade, he can actually get a full combo from it.
And that's one thing we haven't really seen the entire set. Wake up, meter burn, teleport. Foxy respecting him too much. Well, no, disrespecting it really, I think. Because
interesting option to break from Foxy. I feel like that may have been a little bit too preemptive, because that's going to be, 100% death. Nice, 31% confirmed. Jimmy Nene showing why Hellfire is his comfort pick.
These are some really nice conversions as well. The little things, like landing a spear into forward dash, into a, the single button press, like maximum corner carry, maximum damage, like really, really good conversions we don't really see from Hellfire Scorpion.
We saw this last time. Jimmy Nene took a very strong round 1, but oh wow, goes to meet him and spear. I like that option.
Lovely chase down. I mean, you can tell like he's not letting it get to him. Gets plus 1 hit. There we go. More cancels. Foxy's gonna the counter poke into the slide. Risky spending a bar on it. Foxy's gonna try and go for the 2-1-4 gap. Doesn't matter that Jimmy Nene pressed a button. Eats a full combo.
Nice 29% again. Jimmy Nene has to be careful. He could be 1 sequence away from taking this. Oh wow, whiffs the teleport into down 3. Very risky, but gonna catch him.
Oh, I was almost definitely expecting a jump back kick teleport. I'm not sure if he tried to go for it. Oh, and he gets hit anyway! Wow. Active frames, can you say so?
Catches the low, is that enough? Flame Aura still turned on, and that's going to be it. Jimmy Nene puts 1 match on the board for himself.
Now, That's breathing space to a degree. You know that you can take a game off. Yes, Foxy did kind of run into those Flame Auras, but they were good reads on Ginny and Nene's part. Now, the question is, in this next game, what's going to happen? Are you going to go for the same amount of Flame Auras, or are you going to try and be a little bit more run-in aggressive, because you know that maybe Foxy, the past couple of times he's ran into those Flame Auras, the next sequence he's been a little bit preemptive to actually throw out those pokes. He doesn't want to walk straight into it. So knowing that, is Ginny and Nene going to run in and try and establish more pressure, knowing that Foxy is less likely to throw out back 1-2s or low sides?
But how do you work around the Flame Aura, though? If you're trying to, not even run into it, but just damage it, make it not an attractive option for Ginny and Nene, I would sort of assume go to projectiles, make the Flame Aura just a bad choice. But we know Ginny and Nene has been doing a lot. It just, in general, in Season 3, a lot of teleports on reaction, some on prediction, but they work.
Oh, there's the cheeky little overhead. Everyone gets tagged by that once or twice.
Whips the teleport. That was actually a full punish.
I'm assuming that cancel was to try and bait some kind of ball roll.
Now, Ginny and Nene has having a lot more difficult of a time dealing with these throws than in Game 1. He got a lot of text before, but no hit confirmed from Foxy Grandpa. Forces the 50-50 again.
Foxy is almost 100% bang on the money when it comes to getting that 50-50. That specific one on the meter burn roll always works.
Now he respects it this time and runs into a Flame Aura. Is that actually going to be near death? He has a breaker available, going to use his 2 bars, but one more touch and no, that is going to be it. Oh, no stamina as well, because the breaker. You have to be so careful when getting hit by a combo after getting broke, because just no stamina to break, and Foxy Grandpa brings himself to match point.
If there is one moment Ginny and Nene needs to win a round of Mortal Kombat in his life, it is right now. Uh-oh, it's looking bad. He's getting put in the corner.
There's a lot of bar, though. He tries to teleport with React, but cancels it.
Clean punish on that Flame Aura. It is not safe on block. Sometimes it's harder to punish because of the pushback. In that situation, point blank, punish every single time.
Uh-oh, one more B&B away, and that's it. Ginny and Nene so low right now. One more throw. This could be curtains for him. And that's it.
Oh, no. Now.
All that meter to work with as well. All that resource. 3 bars of meter to go. And Foxy Grandpa, not with a disrespectful teabag. That is the input for the fatality, as I've said before. That wasn't disrespect.
Once again, I'm thinking Derek. That was his idea. To go, you know, guys, it would be a great idea if you have to do the fatality input by pressing down. So it looks like disrespect before you do the fatality.
But, I mean, commiserations to Ginny and Nene.
He did well this season. He did well this season, but just that final hurdle didn't quite pull it through.
So
but, I mean,
close.
He did demonstrate to me a lot of stuff that I hadn't seen Hellfire Scorpion do before. The conversions, the kind of unique kind of conversions he goes for, a lot of standing threes and stuff. I'm not used to seeing that, but I mean, he opened my eyes to kind of what kind of offensive capabilities the character has. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing it at the Season 3 finals.
So Foxy Grandpa moves on in the bracket once again. He hasn't been as dominant this season as he has been before. He has lost multiple times, actually, this season in general. But before we talk more about Foxy, I mean, again, let's just take a little bit more time just to go over the journey of Ginny and Nene through Season 3. He started out doing really well. I believe he made top 8 in week 1, and because obviously we moved over to PS4 for this season, there are a lot of players that we haven't seen before who didn't own an Xbox before. They played on PS4 this whole time, like Irish Mantis with the exact same boat, a lot of the CIS players, and Ginny and Nene was one of those players that as soon as we saw him make top 8, we did what we always do, and we looked them up and we researched as much as we could, and we were asking the players, the other players in the Pro League, saying, who is this guy? Who does he play? And we heard this guy plays Hellfire Scorpion, and he is okay. You know what I mean? This guy is good. He knows what he's doing. And through a lot of top 8 placings, some semi-final placings, he has opened our eyes to just how good of a player he is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I mean, we also saw him in the Challenger Cup as well. He gave us a really, really good showing. But I think, personally, for me, I mean, it would be very easy to kind of say maybe he threw a game by going for ninjutsu in that first game.
It was worth trying.
But I completely agree. I completely agree. I mean, like I said, Scorpion, I mean, he gets the increased utility in Hellfire when it comes to mix-up potential. However, I mean, ninjutsu, you get increased range, you get mids. I mean, you get advancing, long range, and sometimes hard to punish mids in a matchup where you kind of need those tools. So, I mean, if it worked out, it would have been great. If not, it was only one game, and yeah, bloody worth trying. I would have done the same thing.
So, 1 down, 3 to go. Vladi 7R, Yupe, and Storm are 3 players that still stand a chance at taking those last 2 qualifying spots. Like we've said a lot tonight, and we will keep doing so. Foxy Grandpa, Madzin, Sacron, Harry Nightmare, and Irish Mantis are locked in. They are going to the season finals. That leaves 2 spots left for Pro League placement to qualify. 3 players left. So right now, would you want to be that third, that last player that didn't make it? I mean, that's a stressful situation to be in. And right now, because if none of these 3 players make it through quarterfinals, Storm and Vladdy will qualify. So as far as I'm concerned, all the pressure right now is on Dupe's shoulders.
That's a bit of a weird situation to be in. Like I said, I said this last week, not many people in the world can say they've been in this situation where it's like 3 of you left, and it's not a matter of, you have to win your matches, and that's just not the end of it. Your opponents can't. Like, they have to lose, because then the comfort is there. You can safely go, right, I'm going, brilliant. But I mean, it's not there yet. We have a whole bunch of matches to go. And our next matchup, which I believe should be Harry Nightmare versus Vladdy 7R. So it'll be CIS versus CIS. I can't remember off the top of my head if we've seen these guys play before. We're just waiting to get them into the King of the Hill. We'll have the match ready to go as soon as possible. But Johnny Cage versus Sonya, that's what we're going to see. Vladdy, I mean, that's the thing, but CIS has a lot of dedicated character specialists. Harry Nightmare has only used Sonya Blade. The only variation changes in his gameplay will come from the variations themselves. He was very much cover ops first and has made the switch to demo in quite a few matchups and has done well for himself. Last week, Harry Nightmare getting grand finals, losing to Madsen, but I mean, defeating Irish Mantis. So he has defeated Irish Mantis, who was the most dominant Cage player in the Pro League. He has defeated, let's not forget, Irish Mantis has defeated Vladdy 7R and Flet, the other two sort of Cage players in the league, in the mirror multiple times, and has placed higher than those guys being kind of like the dominant Cage player, but he lost to Harry Nightmare. If Vladdy takes out Harry Nightmare, it's kind of like, it kind of balances out, do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you kind of need that degree of unpredictability, right?
For sure.
Just to keep things interesting. But speaking of which, do we have any Twitter action after first set?
I do have a few questions lined up for you guys. I believe Foxy switching to Melina has been a really big talking point of Season 3, and Pedantic Sociopath wants to know which variation of Melina would you think is the strongest? Is it piercing like Foxy shows, or...?
Literally, no, there is no question about this.
Yeah.
It's 100% piercing. It's just, it gives her back 1-2 in incredibly like long range, high utility, great damage potential. The low side, making every time you've got bar a 50-50 between low side and overhead roll on meter burn. Like, she gains so much utility and range, which is something, and mids, which are 3 things that a really good character in MKX really needs to have.
And I'm a Play This has asked, he recently did a poll for some of his followers between Kombat Pack 3, Shaolin Monks, Shaolin Monks 2, and MK11. What would you guys like to see out of those 3 options?
This was the Ed Boon. This was the Ed Boon poll.
That was the Ed Boon question.
I voted for Shaolin Monks 2. That was that. I legit voted for that.
It might be. We grew up playing co-op games together, right?
But that's why. I loved Shaolin. I thought it was really good fun.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I'd be happy with more MK characters next. I mean, as far as I'm aware, I believe Kombat Pack 3 was kind of like the dominant vote for answer. But I mean, MKX is such a solid game as is, and I think new characters just kind of add to that kind of flavor. Kombat Pack 2 for me, I mean, it completely reinvented the game. Obviously, the new balance patch came out. We finally got our hands on Triborg. I mean, we'd spent so long accepting that we would never get our hands on Sarex and Sector, and we're very fortunate that happened. But then you have all these other characters that we still know kind of little about in terms of can we really say we know everything about all variations of Leatherface? Or, I mean, Bo Raicho being quite a strong example. Yes, we see loads of Alien in the Pro League, but I mean, Bo Raicho, unless you play the character a lot, I mean, who knows anything about that character yet? There's still so much to find.
And with time, we will discover it. But I think, sort of, to give quite a boring answer, any of the answers in that poll, as a general fan of the franchise and the game, I would be happy with any of them, really. And that's kind of just... It's just more content to enjoy, from a franchise we care a lot about. But, so, Vladdy 7R and Harry Nightmare. I assume this is going to be A-list versus... I mean, is it that obvious to call? Because Harry Nightmare, he had a really successful week with Demolitions, but we saw before he hasn't been as comfortable with it. But last week, he seemed to have really scrubbed up on his Demolitions, because it was looking a lot better than we've seen it in the past.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of thing. When we saw Irish Mantis versus Harry Nightmare last week, it was stunt double, So, I mean, it's one of those instances, Johnny Cage being one of those characters, when you compare stunt double to A-list, I mean, he gets the same kind of neutral tools, things like forward 3, button, the strings and all that are the same, but I mean, let's be real here. Stunt double does kind of change Johnny Cage's metagame quite drastically in comparison to A-list. A-list is extremely aggressive, in your face, jailing for days. Although stunt double gets that, it's kind of like, you have to spend a little bit more meter on your stuff for kind of like, the stuff that's been discovered recently, like kind of hard to blockable meter burn, double uppercut and stuff like that. But I mean, the reality is, they are different characters. Stunt double and A-list, entirely different. So it's like, can we say that we're even going to see the same matchup that we saw last week?
I believe we are actually in the lobby ready to go. So just in a few seconds, we are going to shift over to gameplay. So we are going to get there. No, don't worry. We want to watch this just as much as you guys do because, like I said, there's 3 people left that can qualify. Every set matters. And sort of going back to the matchup between the 2 players, I think if there's one region that I would expect to be ready for Harry Nightmare Sonya, it's CIS. Like this guy has been doing so much good work since Season 2 and all the way through now. Let's not forget, for the first half of Season 2, this guy looked untouchable. Vladdy we didn't see because he played on PS4, whereas now he's looking really, really strong. So I feel like this is definitely going to be a match of Season 2 versus Season 3. Vladdy representing Season 3 and Harry Nightmare obviously representing Season 2.
Now, one thing I'd like to really touch on is that, I mean, let's not forget, during Season 2, I don't want to be that guy, but I saw quite a lot of, oh, Harry Nightmare, he's only doing well because it's online, we'll wait and see what happens. Season 3, much better netcode, and here he is.
Well, I mean, that really is it. There's always that stigma of certain characters. I feel like that's something you can't really escape in fighting games. Like, if you play a character that the community doesn't like, then there is a certain level of backlash that is going to happen. But I feel like the better players just can brush it off, can just disregard it. And that really is part of being a well-composed competitive player, is being able to say, I don't care what other people think about...
What?
Wait, hang on a minute.
What is this? Wait a minute. I've never seen him pick Aaron Black before.
Don't want to promise this, but I'm pretty sure we saw Harry Nightmare try this in Season 2.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I remember
we saw
seeing
him play Aaron Black at some point.
That was a long time ago.
But why would he do it now?
I mean, he has less to play for.
I mean, it's Gunslinger. Do you reckon he just really likes this matchup? Because he beat Stunt Double. Maybe it's just the A-list he's not a big fan of.
I mean, that is one of the armor break. Really, really strong. But let's not forget, Gunslinger's the sort of a standoff stance. We get access to the new moves. The double hitting sort of mid projectile. Very, very powerful tool against some of these characters.
Or he just gets hit by it straight up. Vladdy not respecting the block jumping punch frames. Goes for a forward 3 trade. Doesn't work out well for him.
It's notoriously difficult to sometimes whiff punish 2 or 1-2-2. Because, I mean, like, you try and whiff punish it and then run straight into it. And then the Aaron Black player just hit confirms into slide.
Now, I feel like that's a very Sonic Fox tactic, is just using that new and improved command grab more than we've ever seen Aaron Black before. So I feel like that's maybe why we're seeing Harry Nightmare try it out, because obviously he hasn't used Aaron Black since the changes, I should assume, like in a competitive setting. So this might just be him trying it out. Like, we know Harry Nightmare is confirmed for the finals. Maybe he's planning on bringing this out and is just trying to test it against competition.
Well, he is in a situation where he can somewhat experiment, but I mean, Vladdy, let's not forget that he is in slightly less pressure to do well this week because, I mean, out of everyone here, he has a really, really solid amount of points. So once again, if no one makes it through, he's okay.
But Vladdy tries to neutral crouch the bullets. You can't do that. Probably just forgetting for a second they made the overhead gunshot as well. The coin toss is going to hit him. Nice chip damage. I mean, that's one thing that Gunslinger does well, is just monstrous amounts of chip damage.
But let's not forget those multiple shots, that there is a gap in the final shots. I mean, some characters don't really have to put up with it.
Nice armor, disrespecting the plus frames, going to get through. Oh, wow, goes to the close one as well, but Vladdy doesn't go for the forward 3.
That was really strong patience. I mean, like, if he's going to go into the coin stance in that range, there's only one range he's going to throw it.
Now, we're eating a lot of block damage right now. Harry Nightmare opting to just play defensively, not trying to go for pokes, not trying to go for armor anymore. Vladdy probably tried to confirm from that forward 3, but didn't get it. Armor break to keep him from getting the most out of that bar spend.
Didn't have the bar to hit confirm into the meter burn sand grenade, but he is going to get good damage and a knockdown nonetheless. Vladdy spending a bar trying to stay alive. Wake up neutral jump punch. Vladdy probably waiting for some kind of reversal that didn't come out. Is he going to break? Ever so slightly gets the stamina.
Harry Nightmare had the bar to go for the sand grenade.
Oh no. Oh, bad trade for Harry Nightmare. Vladdy takes that round. I'm not really sure I agree. I mean, like,
that was never going to work.
Yeah.
The force ball was always going to hit and do more damage in that situation.
And it's an Aaron Black player. Very much surprised we didn't see a slide there. That's what Aaron Black players do, right?
Forced to break, corner pressure is his. Vladdy going to get some nice damage here.
There's only one reason Johnny Cage players will constantly try and check you with that down 4. It's kind of like Smoke from Mortal Kombat 9. Endless down 4s, the second you block low, because you don't eat 5 down 4s in a row, bam, overhead.
Oh, another down 1, going to get challenged. Harry Nightmare in a really bad position, goes for the air shot, doesn't get it, and that failed confirm is going to be the end times of game 1. Isn't even going to hold block in that situation. Maybe ready to throw.
Harry Nightmare would have been in the money right there for that conversion if he had stamina. The problem is he didn't. So, I mean, if you're going to try and go for a quick run-in into a string, which some of those conversions require, if you haven't got the stamina, you're going to get a full forward dash, which takes way longer, and you are going to drop your combo. You drop a combo in that situation, he's just going to wake up nut punch because you're still recovering from the string that you've whipped.
I 1000% expect Harry Nightmare to go back to Sonya Blade in this situation because it wasn't like his gunslinger didn't look good. It just didn't look well well versed in the matchup, because it was getting hit by a lot of armored attacks. He wasn't dealing very well with the dash cancel pressure, and that is staple to dealing with A-list, is how do you respond to the cancels? And he was basically just trying to down one out of everything and use slow armor that got broken.
He's definitely thinking about it. I mean, that's kind of what this pause is all about. He's sitting there, he's thinking about what character he wants to rock. He is going to go back for Aaron Black. I mean, like, I'm honestly very, very surprised to see this.
I mean, I predict a 2-0 set after this, but we'll see. We will see, because if he can win the match, then that's great, and he can make that at this point comeback. Because obviously, being down a game and when you're not playing your main character, that mountain becomes a little bit steeper.
But not so steep for Vladdy if he takes this game. He's going to be ever so slightly behind Harry Nightmare as well. But I believe Harry Nightmare has, I believe, about 205 points, around that kind of mark. If Vladdy wins this game, he's going to go into having 200.
Well, at this point, they're kind of competing for... It's the lower end of the seeding, but it's just the points right now. Because right now, I think if it's a question of staying at home and going into the finals as a low seed, like, come on, like, just being in the finals is 10 out of 10 times worth it if the alternative is not going, you know?
And that's just more pressure right there. Harry Nightmare just eating all of it, giving Vladdy all the meter in the world to kill him in the next round.
It's looking pretty easy right now for Vladdy. Again, I'm not quite sure how experienced Harry Nightmare is in this situation. Tries to go for an air shot again, but Vladdy wise to it. I mean, something we always commend Vladdy for is just his sheer patience. Very rarely do we see something like that hit him twice.
He does get a nice conversion there, though. Unfortunately, he's still sitting on like no meter. But once again, that's one of the things about Gunslinger is I think depending on some of the strings, your damage output isn't going to be the greatest in the world without the ability to hit confirm into that meter burn sand grenade, with the exception of maybe certain strings you can hit confirm into the upshot.
Oh, nice pressure. Harry Nightmare getting caught. Down 4, down 4.
That down 4 overhead is somewhat of a pattern. I think Vladdy's been going for that for quite a lot. Oh, good blocks. And there you go. That's one of the banes of Aaron Black. Cannot cancel everything into that low grenade because there are gaps all over the shop. And that's going to be a guaranteed game number 2. Now, Harry Nightmare, if I was him, I mean, just go, Sonya. It's your main. You're familiar with the character. You've defeated Irish Mantis before. I mean, if you want to win, I don't feel like Aaron Black is the way to go.
I mean, there is the chance that he knows he's qualified. It's trying to practice that character for the finals. But even then, like, Harry Nightmare has used Sonya Blade for a year at this point. Literally, like 12 months of time. So why weeks before the season finals would you start trying other characters?
Throw people off, perhaps.
Maybe. I mean, there is the chance. Maybe try and condition your opponents to think you're going to start playing this character. Try and make them prepare for your Aaron Black as well. Like, I don't know. There is that element of strategy when you have the comfort of being secured to try these tactics out. Because if you want competitive experience with your other characters, tournaments are how to do it. Completely how to do it. Goes for cover ops as well. Maybe he likes to parry as an answer for the cancels.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the only thing. Maybe that's the only reason he's changed to cover ops. Because like I said, he defeated Irish Mantis with Demolition. But when you're going to pick cover ops Sonya, I mean, it's not just the kind of 50-50 element you want. The meter burn parry will bag you a full combo. I mean, even Scar, we've seen Scar go with that competitive, where he's kind of like the Demolition, still uses cover ops for specific matchups.
Well, it's just having the utility. If you're going to be a character specialist, you've got 3 variations to specialize in. Like, have the utility, have the options available to you.
Quite a few Sonya players have been kind of rocking all the variations for the longest time and switching depending on the matchup. And I think she really is one of those characters that you can reap the rewards for if you choose to do that kind of thing.
Oh, catches a forward 3. That's a full confirm. Uses both dash cancels. Nice corner carry as well. This is going to be a restand in some guaranteed block pressure and some meter build. Going to build him a breaker so he can afford to be a bit risky if he wants to be.
That was no full punish, though, from Harry Nightmare. I mean, that's... If Johnny Cage, that's the one thing about Johnny
nice
Cage.
cross-up.
If he screws up his run cancels and he goes for that kick on block, I mean, it's fully punishable, extremely unsafe.
You can see the hesitation, thinking that Harry Nightmare's going to go for the dive kick, but Harry Nightmare's doing a lot of empty jumps right now. Maybe just trying to get some conditioning, but right now he's just taking chip damage.
Really good blocks, but I mean, like, he's got a way to trade. That's going to be it, I reckon. Yep. Match point, Vladdy. I mean, if he wins this, I mean, that's it. It's very, very unlikely that he might not go. It could always happen, but this is going to be a great situation for Vladdy if he makes it through.
Oh, whiffs the dive kick. Oh, catches the forward 3 again. Harry Nightmare just not respecting this forward 3 at all. Oh, and gets hit by the low as well, but Vladdy commits to the kick.
Would have been a full combo. That definitely was a cancel that didn't come out. Let's not forget, if you are on the verge of going to America for $200,000, I mean, that might screw with your execution a little bit.
Nice 35% meterless punish. Good stuff. Oh, gets the cartwheel, but no confirm. Oh,
he got him trying to jump. I think he's way less in the air. I mean, bear in mind, if you're airborne when you get tagged, it's much harder to convert. Oh, I guess it's wrong again. Vladdy is going to save the meter. I mean, if he can get Harry Nightmare in the corner and he's got 3 bars of meter to work with, that's a great situation to be in. But he has to reverse it. Cannot be in the corner for too long.
There's the dive kick. Oh, doesn't go for the whiff punish this time. Oh, there's the whiff punish.
Gets it then. Straight in the row. That 4-3, such an amazing whiff punisher in the game.
Oh, gets the block. Oh, and there's the meter burn parry.
That would definitely be one of the reasons that Harry Nightmare has gone for the Kombat ops. I mean, let's look at the damage. I mean, like, that's a meter burn parry. 45% damage off a parry?
1 bar. 1 bar, 45% of a parry. That is disgusting damage, and Harry Nightmare ready. Oh, but eats a 4-3 again.
I mean, that down 4 after the nut punch is almost guaranteed. It's so unlikely he's going to go for. Tries to go for the rail, so that's a full combo punish. Vladdy 7R takes this game. And I mean, let's be real. Very good chance of going to the finals now with that point count.
Well, it's at this point, he already had 175.
200 points.
That's now 200 points. Now, again, like always, the point counts of the top 8 today that you see is including the minimum 25 they would have earned, just to give us a more up-to-date experience on how the brackets will look after this set. So his 175 has become 200 because he gets the 50, had 150 before this week.
Let's
so
look at these points though.
Vladdy
7R. Vladdy 7R sitting on 200 points. And as you can see, we have Storm and Jupe. 165 for Storm and 160 for Jupe.
I think Vladdy is secured because only one of
Storm and Jupe, actually. I mean, they'll be on the same side of the bracket now. If they make it through, they will have to take each other out.
But that's what I mean. They're on the opposite side of the bracket. So surely Vladdy under no circumstances would have to fight them both?
Well, if Storm and Jupe both win their next round, 165 points to Storm, so that put him into a good situation, but still underneath 200. And Jupe, I mean, if he wins this next game, he's going to be on 185. And then if Jupe or Storm lose, they still have less than 200 points.
So I would say Vladdy is secured now.
Only 1 spot left between Storm and Jupe.
Wow, just like that. And these guys, they've both competed at the same tournaments before. They were both at Biennality. They're both
bros.
Been.
These guys, they're definitely bros.
This is going to be a hard situation because before they even get a chance to knock each other out, they still have a quarterfinal match to play.
Now, this is the situation that Storm and Jupe find themselves in. If Storm or Jupe, if one of them makes it through and the other one isn't, that's it. It's over. Whoever makes it through into the semis at the cost of their opponent will go through.
No, I mean, that's
pressure, my friend. That's tournament pressure to the nth degree.
So, I mean, now that is the way. 100% congratulations to Vladdy 7R. We'll be seeing you at the season finals, June 11th. Remember, guys, you can get season tickets to attend that. It's a spectator event. Best players in the world will be there. All the talent and the casters will be there. So we can come, we can hang out, we can talk about MK, we can watch some world-class MK. Why not? But Vladdy 7R has confirmed himself a spot. So here we're going with Harry Nightmare, I should assume. Obviously, both from Russia. I don't know how the airports work.
That's going to be a long plane journey. I think I'd want some company.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, we do, because we travel a lot.
Helps. It definitely helps when you're not by yourself. So, our next match is going to be Mirko versus Storm, I believe. Mirko, completely just out of the blue, but I hear that he's also a Scorpion player.
This is the season of Scorpion for EU, I believe. I mean, EU had Scorpion on lock this season.
Did it turn out that there were just a lot more Scorpions on PlayStation 4?
I think that was the turning point. I think there's always been a lot of Scorpions, just not on the console we used to the league on.
Well, I mean, that's obviously huge shout-outs to Mitsuo. He's kind of like the only Scorpion we ever would see when it comes to the Xbox One version during Season 1 and 2. And then Season 3, it's just like, you can't get enough of this character.
We had Mano, we had Jinimunene, we've now got Mirko, we had Krathen. I mean, that's 4 Scorpions that have made top 8 over these 8 weeks, so that's really cool. But Mirko did have to take out Irish Mantis to get here, and I've heard from other players that Mirko is like the execution master of Scorpion.
And if you have top-notch execution and you play Hellfire Scorpion, that's a match made in heaven. Absolutely. Now, Storm, once again, guys, big time pressure on this guy to win. If he makes it through and Jupe doesn't in these quarterfinals, he is confirmed for 2 season finals in a row. Let's not forget, Storm was the highest placing international player at the season 2 finals. Took out Biohazard, made just the biggest amount of insane comebacks at the finals themselves.
Storm had an unforgettable set against Pick of the Heart, an unforgettable set against Biohazard. Like he played out of his mind. He had the tournament of his life. But in order to have a chance to go back and do it again, he has to defeat Mirko now.
Oh,
that was nice.
There we go. We talk about this guy having good execution. If you can run counter that back 1-2 and they try and jump out,
nice
you have
fuzzy
a million
guard
years.
For Storm ready immediately for that fuzzy guard, but is going to get tagged again.
Oh, there's the delay, goes for the jump-in punch, thinking he's going to go for some kind of combo. Storm not watching his feet, eating that low. What a sequence from Mirko. Oh, good fuzzy guarding there on Storm, though, blocking that. Is he going to spend the buy? No, he's going to go for the cancel. Oh, the anti-air.
Oh, eats the bar and is going to get hit by the Hellfire Aura. And Mirko takes a very, very convincing round 1.
I wonder what Storm tried to do. That definitely wasn't some kind of armored reversal.
Oh, wow, gets caught. And that was a nice confirm. Again, Mirko ready with the conversions.
Oh no, but he screws up the first cancel of the set. But Mirko's not going to fall for the forward 1-2 stagger. Let's not forget, I think Storm definitely goes for that forward 1-2 stagger a little bit more than other Takedas that we see. It's a full jump in. That's going to be big damage. Mirko breaking before he even has a chance. Oh no, put in the corner.
Storm has to watch out for that aura. That is going to be the death of him. He has so much meter to work with, though. Oh, gets hit by a throw instead. You can tell he's ready to break. Gets hit by the throw instead.
Oh, there's the stagger. Hang on. He's got 3 bars. Mirko has 1. Is he going to try and go for the... Is he going to go try and teleport out of it? Oh!
Oh no, misses the trip guard, but gets that anyway. Mirko just hands that round away. Storm, nice confirm.
That was a scary round for Storm. Jumping into the corner, making that stream whip. That could have gone horrendously bad.
Final round of game 1. Explosive match so far. Run into forward 4. Wow, the disrespect for Mirko.
Well, the thing is, run into forward 4 is quite viable because run into down 4 for the plus frames is a very, very... You know, that's what a lot of Scorpions go for. Big damage, 45% on that. Hellfire Scorpion, so much damage.
Oh, whiffs this jump, the punch even, like if I meter burn slide. Nice chunky 15% damage, gonna cement this life lead a bit more.
Oh, almost got a whip punish. Here we go, once again, 3 bars. Mirko, what is the read? Storm drops the combo, and the bad whiff!
But Mirko lets him live, doesn't it? Goes for grab. Maybe he's just trying to go for the unbreakable damage at this point. Oh, plus frames.
Really, really good poke right there from Storm. Mirko has got the bar.
Right, Mirko has... Oh, no, but Storm, no stamina! And a grab again. Wow.
That was a really... The thing is, you know what? The down 1 punish. Normally you'd see that situation and go, what, down 1 punish? Really? That was probably the most intentional down 1 punish we've ever seen because Storm had 3 bars, down 1 to get the plus frames. Storm's going to panic and then bam, before you think that, no, down 1 into anything, grab there, unbreakable damage. That's exactly what that down 1 punish was.
But we saw Mirko do a bunch of grabs before for unbreakable damage, but before when there was a lot more life to take away, do you think that Mirko is maybe going to that a little bit too much?
I don't know. I think at the end there, that down 1 was probably the most intentional down 1 you've seen this kind of league.
We also didn't see Storm enforce any hard to blockables. Do you think he's just really, really afraid of the meter burn teleport?
I think he's terrified of the teleport. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, the meter burn teleport on wake up has armor and comes out so insanely quick and repositions Scorpion, so it's less likely that it's going to work. But I mean, you have to go for it. Oh no, combo drops. Tries to do a regular teleport. The forward 1 so meaty will chew that up all day. Good
nice
trade for Storm.
Oh, whiffs the jumping punch, still presses button, Storms gets nice plus frames. Oh, plus frames again, that was a good confirm.
That was a really nice read on the jump there too. That was why he went for the early poke, just in case. Oh, and there's the good confirm, that could be big damage. Nice use, I mean, that's the thing. Hellfire Aura is going to act as somewhat of a parry to just chew up those low pokes.
But puts himself in a situation he has to block all the time. Oh, there we go, there's the swift armor break, but oh, Mirko goes for another wake up teleport straight away.
He's going to make the comeback happen if he gets this next hit. Good damage, has to go. Cannot drop it. Storm with the break. Oh, the counter poke! That was an interesting exchange of events right there, but Mirko is going to take that round.
Oh, catches the overhead. Oh, and again, mixing them up.
Mirko just coming out of nowhere.
Oh,
that's
good
a clean punish. I mean, sometimes that slide can be a little bit tricky to punish because he's solo to the ground, but that mid on the forward 1 is so strong. I mean, that's an easy punish every single time. I quite like that as well, seeing the recovery of the Hellfire Aura, and then actually going for the jump. You know, he technically sees it, he goes in for that jump.
And another stagger. Mirko is getting eaten alive by these staggers right now. It's the standing 1 into forward 1 stagger that's eating him the most, though.
Well, because you normally expect the forward 1-2 stagger, and it's a lot more obvious. So if you're going to go for the slightly quicker ones, it's a really good decision. Oh, nice hit confirm in the teleport. Unfortunately, Storm, the teleport did put him in the corner.
Oh, baits it out.
That's going to hurt.
Now, this is the Storm we're used to seeing. The good reads, the good baits, and no execution errors. But please don't eat my word, Storm. Don't drop this.
Gets the NJP. He's going to make that good, nice
Ouch.
damage. 41% damage. And again, Mirko going for the regular teleport. That's the down 1 punish right there. I'm not sure if he got more, but he's just going to go for the jailing. A little bit of a delay to try and potentially bait a grab, but Storm now is going to have a bar ready to make that count.
Now, the thing is, normally, like, I'm certain Takeda has something to punish that, but in this situation, he's just trying to not do anything too risky to lose the life lead. Doesn't fuzzy this time, but Mirko's really, really making him enforce that.
No, that's
could this be chip damage territory?
That could be death. That's going to be almost... Oh! How many times do we see that? But the thing is, Mirko absolutely killed himself with that. He forced the block, knowing that Takeda had that much meter to work with.
Too many Hellfires.
Yeah, too many auras. I mean, like, it works wonders in game 1, but that's kind of the thing about playing Hellfire. Like, you will win loads of single games. I mean, I kind of feel like Hellfire is an incredible ranked match character for that reason, where like if you're going to play for like the kind of one game thing, opponents will always run straight into that Hellfire the second you go for it. But in this kind of long set situation against a character like Takeda, who's going to jail you all day with those meter burn low kunais, if you go for too many, you're going to guarantee 50-50s on yourself, or you're just going to eat jailing until the cows come home. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like a mind game beyond a mind game of how many are you willing to go for in a long set.
Well, I think we've seen 0 of the Summon Flames. Just not an option that Mirko's going to. Maybe he's just worrying about the teleport bit, because I know that there's an easy reaction, but I'm not quite sure if Takeda's teleport is fast enough to punish it, but he's definitely opting to go for the parry-esque aura instead.
Now, what we're seeing in this game is the Hellfire aura whiff into a teleport because he's expecting Storm to try and press a button. Now, if Storm is ready, can he go for the 1-1-2 punish on that Hellfire? I do wonder. Another down one. Yeah, all right. So I kind of take it back somewhat. I do think these down one punishes are not the best thing to go for, but he seems to be going to it a lot.
Mirko keeping hold of the meter. Oh no, waits until the end of the combo before he breaks. Maybe he thought Storm was going to put him into hard to blockable territory.
I mean, he has got 3 bars to work with. That could have potentially been meter burn into knockdown into, you know, more of the low kunais. Speaking of low kunais, he's definitely going to go for these. How many of it is he going to go for before he blocks strings? That's the question. Is Mirko just going to sit there and block? He's a full jump in.
No!
Storm with a drop. Very costly. Oh no, that was his to win. His to win, and he is going to drop that. Mirko taking round number 1.
Now I wonder why Mirko got hit though, because if I were Mirko and I had that much of a life lead and Storm was going for just block damage, I'd have just blocked all day, make Storm use that bar. Nice anti-air.
His read on that teleport has been on the money every single time. The standing 2-1 is now +2 on block, so it's a really, really effective stagger.
The thing is, Mirko finally got a forward 4 into Aura, and he dropped the follow-up, and that was a wonderful bait from Storm. That's what we need to see.
On the standing 4-4, normally not great to use in a combo unless it's a guaranteed punish. And there you go, a guaranteed 45% 1-bar punish.
And Mirko goes for a teleport again.
He does it again. Wow.
But drops it. Nice trade. Oh no, down 1 trades again.
And that's going to be another game for Mirko. I mean, that was an interesting one, because I mean, that first round was a scramble if I've ever seen one. And Storm, I mean, it was his round to win. 3 bars against a Scorpion with no meter. Finally gets the hit. That would have been a 1-1-2 back 4-2 meter burn. Absolutely. And he just didn't seize that moment. And now, I mean, the pressure is really on for him to win this next game.
Well, if he goes down 3-1, then the pressure... There's more pressure on Yuppei, because Yuppei's going to know, right, if I win my match against Krathen, I'm going to the finals. If I lose, Storm. So it's going to put much more of like an obvious outcome on Yuppei's set. But still, Storm could make the comeback. Like, let's not forget, Storm was kind of the comeback king for Season 2, definitely. It was kind of known for it, and he was never really possible to count out because of it. But we haven't seen that same side of him in Season 3, so he has to prove right now that he is the same Storm that we saw in Season 2.
Now, that was either a punish or Mirko tried to press a button after that Hellfire aura. It could have definitely been a punish, but we'll have to wait and see.
Just a normal teleport.
Now, one thing Mirko's doing a lot of is in normal situations where you expect it's your turn to press a button when Scorpion's minus on like a low poke or something. We're seeing a lot where Mirko is either doing a poke into Aura to try and catch that button press, or he's just going straight into a teleport on a read. Oh no, Storm once again jumps himself into the corner. Oh, that's a clean whip punish on the down 2. That's going to do big damage. He isn't going to go for the meter burn though, because he does want to keep Mirko in the corner.
But unfortunately, Mirko just gets a straight up teleport. This could be a potential comeback. Storm opting not to break and keep himself in the game as much as possible before having to do it. Whiffs the spear, and that's going to be death. Mirko with an unfortunate error. Going to cost him round 1.
I think it's because he hit confirmed into the 1-1-4 first, and that's going to already tick that 1 tick of the airborne state, which makes sure that the next part of the combo a lot harder to land.
Another wake-up teleport. Mirko's doing a little bit too many of them, perhaps.
Storm's reading that a lot. Oh, there you go. Another. Oh, what? What is it with special moves being punished with standing pokes at the moment? This is insane. He's going to jail it. Then delay. Nice read there on Storm, slightly delaying it. Mirko's going to take the bait. Oh no. Oh,
Storm! What is absolutely unacceptable punishes for what is on the line.
This down 1 punishes on every special move. I don't know what I'm seeing.
I'm seeing nerves. That's what we're seeing. A lot of discomfort.
The game's over. I mean, the game should be over by now. And there you go. That's going to be jailing. That's going to be a meter burn kunai. Tries to bait the teleport. Gets the stagger, clean jump and doesn't take it, but the grab is going to do it. We are going to go down to the final game.
That was actually a really smart grab though, because he got the hit, and you know at that point, as soon as that jumping punch hits, Mirko's going, okay, right, block button, forward, break this, and let me live, and then Storm with the delay for the grab.
Kind of like what Mirko did to Storm in game number 1, right?
Well, exactly the same thing.
The single hit into the grab, just to kind of catch you off guard and get that final piece of damage that you need.
So we're going to be taking this third set down to the final game. So 2-2 right now. Winner will move on to semi-finals. Unfortunately, Mirko has no way of making the season finals due to the sheer amount of points he didn't have going into this week.
This game for him puts him in a single role. Keep this guy away from the finals. That is the only thing Mirko can do in this situation.
It's probably not the reason he's playing, granted, but that's the situation Mirko finds himself in. If he wins, he will be in the money, so he's going to bag himself $100. The points at this point for Mirko mean nothing, but he can at the very least show Storm that, or show us as well, watching that, he is at the same level of these players that are going to finals.
On that delay into the, oh no, and a little bit of a preemptive teleport. This is what we're starting to see a little bit more of. Mirko's going in for the slight. I'm not sure if they're nervous teleports. Oh, lovely jump kick conversion though. Smart stuff.
No, whiffs it again. Oh, teleports as well. Tries to catch Storm whiffing the string.
Good run cancel. Storm sitting on 3 bars though. Could always make a comeback happen. And the one time he goes for the teleport, Mirko's going to punish it clean. Wow, good damage. Mirko on match point against Storm.
Well, look at all that bar Storm's got to work with. That's Shiryu Takeda. I mean, yeah, we're not seeing the hard to blockables as much, but he has them there.
Storm is trying to establish these long-range pokes, and every single time he's eating some kind of teleport for his trouble.
Oh, Mirko pressing too many buttons now. Storm's not going to make him pay for it. Doesn't use the bar, though, for bigger damage. Just tries to... Oh, another teleport.
I don't think I've seen a Scorpion player do as many teleports as we're seeing Mirko do all the time.
Goes Chris, he's letting some of them rip, and some of them are like that. Some of them are blocking, and some of them are getting cancelled. I think that's almost like... It's a mix-up that isn't a mix-up, right? Because they're both punishable. It's a question of whether you think he's going to do the one that you can react to.
A down 1 on hit, a down 1 on hit into a down 2. That's an online thing, for sure.
Another teleport. I mean, Mirko's putting himself stamina-less for like most of the game. He has never got the option to break.
Oh, wow. There he gets eaten up by the forward 1. Match point both players. If Storm wins this, he is in a good running to make it to the finals. If Yupei fails to win his quarterfinal match.
Oh, there's a teleport scoured out. Storm actually doing a wonderful job baiting these out, showing that you really need to get in the you need to get in the mind of the other guy. You need to show them what they can't do, and if they're not going to learn, then make them pay. Oh, delay wake up. That was a free start. That was a free string pressure, but doesn't go for it.
Storm's going to opt to just go for the down 1 on hit, just to kind of get those plus frames. Down 1 trade once again. Pokes meeting pokes. That's going to be a conversion. Mirko back in it.
How much damage can we get though? Forward 4 into Aura. Oh, fuzzes it again. Storm ready.
Trying to run cancel. Gets a grab. Mirko sitting on 2 bars. If Storm catches him.
Oh, gets a down 1. Moves in for the pressure. Meet your own kunai pressure. Try and delay it. Maybe make Mirko think he's going to delay it for a throw, but no, Mirko's get tagged. Is he going to break? Yes, he is. But one more touch. Is that going to be it? Just out of range for the forward 1 punish. Oh, forward down 2.
Oh, and he gets a Viva teleport. Hang on a second. Storm has to use break. Is Mirko going to try and go for some kind of unbreakable damage? He is indeed. Hellfire Aura.
Oh, wait a minute! Is that enough? Storm, if you drop this, you're out, but no!
Oh, no!
Oh,
what? Oh, wait, match extended. We're still going. Storm fails to take it, but he hits straight back in the action.
No meter. This is an honest last round, and that's a full punish. If he drops this, that's going to be it. Do not drop this, Storm, and that is that. Wow. I would not like to see Storm's heart rate right about now.
Is this the end times?
I mean, he clutched it out. He clutched it out, but not after dropping the clutch. So when you drop the clutch and you put the clutch back, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you guys know what I'm saying.
How do you think Storm felt when he saw the standing 2 come out? Takeda's like, yeah, whip.
Was the move that matched extended? Was it a down 2 trading with a down 2?
I actually
think it might have been
2 uppercuts.
So
I mean,
okay.
We talk about Storm being this kind of comeback guy, right?
Now that wasn't a comeback. That was a huge. That was a huge error.
Scramble. Biggest mistake of this Pro League, free. Like, that was, you just have to press back triangle, and you are in a really good situation to go to America. Back triangle. You didn't press back triangle, Mustard.
But he got the match. I mean, what traded? No, he got standing.
How? I mean,
that was down 1. Down 1 trade. Down 1 trade did match extended.
They both punched each other in the shins, and that was all it took.
God, and the timer was down as well. No bar either.
But Let's actually talk about, why did Mirko go for the spear?
I mean, that's a situation you can't prepare yourself for. Match extended, money on the line, $100 for Mirko, 200,000 potentially for Storm. Like, wow, that was. I like that. I was a fan of that set. Now, let's talk about what this does for the last match of our quarterfinals.
This puts Storm, let's have a look at his points once again. Storm's sitting on 165 beforehand, and he's just got 25 more. So, all of the pressure is on Yuppei at this moment. He has to win. There is no two ways about it.
It's not just that. Yuppei doesn't need to just beat Krathen to qualify. He needs to make the semis and then beat Storm. Yuppei needs to win 2 sets. Yuppei has the hardest route of any of the players today for making the finals. In order to even qualify, he has to beat Storm in semi-finals, but he has to get past Krathen first. So get past one of the most fundamentally solid players in the EU scene in Krathen, and then take out Storm, who has just had a set like that. I mean, what do you do in that situation? Yuppei is... He's 5 points behind Storm. 5 points are separating him.
Not anymore.
But that's it. That's literally the 5-point difference. That's a top 16 place. No, is that top 32? Because top 8 before get 10 points.
Getting 9th will secure you 10 points, and then it's before that you get 5.
So top 32 is...
One
top 32 placing in one of the 8 weeks has led to this dilemma.
It's kind of like the Forever King situation. Forever King out of ESL by 5 points, according to his Twitter.
Or the Flet situation in Season 2.
He said it himself. I mean, Forever King said it himself on Twitter where, you know, one opponent I moved on against would have put me in the running, you know, and it's a heartbreaking situation. But I mean, all it is ever going to be is just that kind of experience. But Yuppei, right now, has to win this, and then he has to defeat Storm. That's the only way Yuppei is going to confirm himself. So it's going to be Krathen rocking that Ninjutsu Scorpion versus Yuppei, that Kano specialist. If he's going to go to America, he's got to win these 2 sets, not just this one. This is just to stay alive, to be in the running.
I wouldn't want to be in this man's boots right now. I mean, kind of yes and no, because he's going to play for the chance for a crazy amount of money, but still, like this, the sheer pressure he must be feeling right now. And it's against Krathen, like super strong Krathen. Establishing that down 4 game. Both characters have a very, very similar style, sort of down 4 in the matchup. So they're both trying to establish that. Oh, cancels his back 4. Krathen with the tech.
That back 4 being special cancelable, and then being able to confirm that, and he's going to go for the knockdown. Oh, and there's that 50-50. Forward 2. Let's not forget, guys, in a patch, that forward 2, the second hit now hits overhead. Good whip punish for the plus frames.
Well, the thing is, people say it's not a 50-50, but I don't see people block it consistently enough for that, for me to think that's like a generalized thing.
I feel like it's one of those situations where, like, although technically you can react to it, you're just not going to react to it all the time. I mean, I've seen it work time and time again against the best players.
But Yuppei trying to really bring this comeback back, gets a forward 2-1-2, corner carry, doesn't drop it, gets the splat.
Oh, and there's just the armored reversal there from Krathen. Now Yuppei sitting on 3 bars, cutthroat Kano in the corner, 3 bars a meter, let's go.
Gets some good plus frames, enforces it, gets the low, Krathen breaks out.
That max range back 2, very hard to punish.
Tries to forward 4, but is going to trade with the forward 2, and Krathen's going to get a nice launcher for that.
That's one thing we see. Oh, and the nice low profiling on that up ball. One thing Krathen, he actually mentioned this in an interview a while ago, where he likes playing Ninjutsu because of the buffs to the 2-1 and the 2-1-4. The ability to be +2 now, giving Scorpion like true effective staggers.
Oh, that's a nice combo for Krathen. 35% chunky stuff. There's a 50-50 again. Wow, Krathen on point. Oh, that could have been death, but Krathen just decides to play it safe.
I think Krathen just sat there and blocked because it was almost extremely likely Yuppei was going to try and beat an anti-air attempt with an air ball. Yuppei still alive, has to make this next one count. Krathen is not going to have a bar, goes for the regular slide. I mean, at that range, you low profile so quickly. I mean, from that range, if you think someone's going to run in and press a button, it's going to be very hard for them to stuff that.
Strong game 1, though. Krathen showing why he is here. I mean, let's not forget, he did defeat Saccron to be here. He's beaten Foxy in tournament before. I mean, we've said it a lot, but Krathen deserves the props that he gets, truly. And right now, Yuppei has to beat this guy 3 games.
He was eternally gatekept by Mads, and man, I mean, like, he did so well, and he just could not defeat Madsen. But the 1 week...
Good wake-up attacks, good armor, fast armor like meter burn up ball, a safe armored option, starts up in 7 frames, so incredibly fast. Hits twice, so good armor breaking, like good armor on armor capability with the up ball. But it really was the recent change to his down back 1, his up slash with his knife, becoming so good on block now. Like, it's still minus, but you take a safe but minus move and combine it with safe, very fast on startup armor-breaking armor moves, you kind of, if you do enough meter burn up balls after the knife slash, you condition them to think, right, I've got to respect that up ball and block, because if I block the knife slash and I get hit by that, like, I may as well have got hit by it, right? Like, it's dangerous. So now you can, once you've conditioned your opponent just enough, you can kind of start to press buttons after it, which is what gives Cutthroat that damage potential. But then you've got huge corner damage, damage buff, hard knockdown, corner carry, great anti-airs, great normals, great plus on block, just general pressure, great projectile, universally with a knife, and just the crouching pokes, great anti-air. Like, there isn't really anything that Cutthroat lacks. Really, that's kind of what it comes down to. He just kind of has it all.
But there's a lot of players out there that have been putting it to good use. I mean, even, shouts to, Gunshow, who he's been, I think he hasn't even been using Kano for very long, but he's been showing us some really, really good gameplay as well over in North America.
Yeah, of course.
Using it in ESL matches. I mean, I believe there's actually a set between, I believe it was Gunshow and DJT, where Gunshow was 2 games down, switched to Cutthroat Kano and made a 3-game straight comeback with some really, really, really good gameplay. But I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to when it comes to the Season 3 finals, right? Is that there is a lot of character diversity. I mean, like, we've got like Melina covered, we've got things like, we've got Kung Jin, all the characters that bloody Sacron plays and Madsen plays. But then you've just got like, Jackie Briggs. We're going to see Shotgun Jackie finally.
But I feel like that's a really nice sort of comparison to where the game is right now. I mean, I think there is a lot more viable characters than considered non-viable characters, and by viable, obviously, we mean characters that can compete at the level of play you see today. At the top level, when you've got the best players fighting the best players, fundamentally, what characters can compete? Because realistically, in fighting games, characters are designed to do different things, but there is no avoiding it. Sometimes, as the games play out and the millions of people get access to it, some characters might end up being stronger than others, some characters might end up being weaker than others. It's just the way things are. But for MKX specifically, I feel like every character has at least one good variation that they can do well with. Yes, obviously some matchups are quite difficult here and there, but in general, there are a lot of decent characters that can actually compete in this game now.
But that's what I was always hoping. I thought, well, when the game was originally announced and we had like the variation system announced where everyone's going to have 3 different styles of playing, I was kind of like, well, that kind of opens up a lot of scope for viability in characters. I'm still pioneering for those Inferno Scorpion buffs.
Wait, are you? Since when?
I mean, internally, no one knows.
You are making everyone that's ever played a ranked match from like launch to now despise you for saying that.
I think people that have fought my Inferno Scorpion and ranked matches hate me anyway. Back 3 low minion for life. You know what I mean?
On Sky Temple with infrared skin.
I just want Inferno to be able to move the minions. If he gets good damage, right? I mean, if you go for that minion charge and you can make it go up, if you think someone's going to jump and you catch them with the air minion, you could jump kick teleport that and get massive damage. It'd be the sickest thing, but I can't do it. And
that would be cool. But I think like the game's changed a lot between Season 1 and now. And
it has. We don't see Inferno anymore.
But that's where we see the players that consistently find themselves coming back for season after season after season at these offline events as well. Obviously, make sure you guys are watching Combo Breaker.
That's going to be insane.
Because let's not forget, much like the Masters Challenge Santiago, where George Edward, shout outs to you for winning that quite convincingly from winner's bracket with Shotgun Jackie Briggs, this guy with just his YouTube channel and general social media is just full of combo videos, cool tech, loads of Jackie stuff. And I didn't even know he was a competitive player. I thought he was just one of those useful guys that just sat in and just did some cool, training mode stuff for people to see and use, and it was really good. Then he turns up to this tournament, wins it, secures himself a spot in the finals, taking out players like Killer Genok, we've seen do really well before, and he's going to be in the finals now. But Combo Breaker, much like Masters Challenge Santiago, is going to be a straight-up qualifier for North America. So the winner of Combo Breaker, regardless of their position in the Pro League, if they've entered at all, you could literally not have entered a single one of the 8 weeks of the Pro League. Win Combo Breaker, and we'll see you at the season finals, just like that. But
that's the exciting thing about this tournament, though. Obviously, there are a lot of good players in North America, and there were 6 qualifying spots because of the 7th one being Combo Breaker, right? Where it's like, I mean, there's a ton of good players out there, and a lot of them knew quite early on that due to placing, that their chances of making it through the Pro League were quite slim because their competition just has so many points compared to them. So, I mean, they're all going to be at Combo Breaker, so this is going to be probably the biggest North American tournament of the year, like hands down, because there's just too much to play for.
I mean, but that's it. It's just what's on the line. I feel like this is because the community in general has wanted something like this for a while. Like ever since Season 1, the feedback has been out there. The Pro League's great, but is there going to be an offline presence? And that is Combo Breaker. I mean, but even then, we've got Foxy Grandpa flying over from the UK for it, and he hasn't been in America for quite some time. Obviously, he's had some success. He's fell short sometimes. You know, he's had amazing placements at EVO and other majors, but he's also lost every now and then.
I think Foxy's experience in North America has been kind of a mixed bag. You know, where the guy got second place at EVO last year. He was 1 round away from winning EVO at the expense of Sonic Fox. You know, I mean, like, he was this all insanely dominant player, and obviously because of EVO was, you know, and still is the most dominant player on the planet. You know, winning SoCal regionals, but then falling short at a couple of majors as well. Kind of like I almost kind of consider Foxy kind of like a European DJT. Him and DJT have had a very similar kind of run-in with each other, and in recent tournaments.
Okay, so it looks like we are having a couple issues with Krathen getting him back into the lobby, so we're going to take a very, very quick break and take a few minutes to try and get him back into the lobby as soon as possible. So thank you for being patient, guys, and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
Bow to the Emperor.
I'd rather go a couple rounds.
As you wish.
Kotal Khan, the Aztec warrior. Hailing from a realm merged with Outworld, Kotal Khan is the last of his kind. Worshipped by the Mayans as a god of war and the usurper of Molina's rule, Kotal Khan, the Emperor of Outworld, will destroy any threats to his empire.
I shall honor you with combat.
In the War God variation, Kotal Khan dons his mighty Makuito blade, increasing the range of his special attacks and greatly improving his mix-up potential. Use Aztec Stomp, forward A, in combination with overhead sword smash for hard-to-block openers. This fast overhead blow is Kotal's best answer on wake up or to challenge your opponent's armored attacks.
Then come at me, little dove.
In the Sun God variation, Kotal Khan invokes Solar Fury to grapple and sear his enemies on the battlefield. Sun Choke, down back Y, is a powerful command grab that stacks up to 3 charges, increasing his damage output. The threat of Sun Choke will cause your opponents to flee. Use Burning Sunstone, down forward A plus right trigger, to capitalize on big damage in the corner. When fully charged, Khan demonstrates his divinity with a sacrifice to the heavens.
You have chosen death.
In the Blood God variation, Kotal summons different totems to increase his offensive and defensive capabilities. The Obsidian Totem, down back Y, reduces damage received and increases meter gain from chip damage. The Crystal Totem, down back X, increases Khan's damage output, pummeling your opponent with a single opening attack. Use Tenchali Rush, forward X back Y, to give Kotal enough advantage to summon a totem of choice mid-combo, and save your super meter for enhanced air throws and burning sunstones. Kotal requires patience and strong spacing. Use Rising Fist, forward Y, to quickly advance and launch your opponent. Most of Khan's combos are similar across all variations. Unleash the Offensive Crusade with War God, the Scorching Grip of Sun God, or Conjured Magic in Blood God. Outfox your opponent with Mace Parry and an X-Ray finisher. Complete the ritual with the brutality.
On your knees. Kotal Khan wins.
Conquer your enemies with the war god emperor of Outworld, Kotal Khan.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you all for being patient. Unfortunately, Krathen and Yuppei lost connection to each other for that split second, but they are continuing to play their set. This set is too important for Yuppei for us to pull him away from it, so they're playing off stream and we will update you with the results as they go. I mean, it sucks we can't see it, but I mean, it's a life-changing set for Yuppei and he has to play it.
Yeah, of course. And it's better they just do it now, as comfortable as they are. Like, don't interrupt the flow, just let them continue it and we'll get you with the results as soon as we can. So we're going to go into our first semi-final of the day, which will be Foxy Grandpa versus Vladi7R. Two players that are now both confirmed for the season final, so congratulations to them both, but they're still playing for cash today. They're no longer being able to gatekeep the other attendees. Obviously, Harry Nightmare did go down to Vladi, so Vladi did earn his position today. And Foxy Grandpa defeating Jinimunene even, which unfortunately did crush his hopes of being able to make the finals. But, I mean, we're 8 weeks in. We've seen some phenomenal play from literally hundreds and hundreds of players over the weeks. And I'm a little bit sad that it's coming to an end. I'm going to miss this set. I'm going to miss seeing this every week until the finals. But the finals aren't too far away. A couple weeks now, June 11th. So that's going to be good fun. But we're going to find out exactly who's going to be our final representative as soon as we've finished this first semi-final.
There's going to be a level of just comfort here. Obviously, Vladi and Foxy are both. They're going to the finals. Foxy's been confirmed for ages. I mean, the guy's got over 500 points. He's been quite greedy with that. And then Vladi7R defeating Harry Nightmare, confirming his spot as well. So basically, what's going to be going on here is just playing for the money, just making sure that everything is covered, you know, making sure the guys are going to be able to sort of like get some of that spending money when they're out in Los Angeles.
Well, I've found in my experience that LA isn't that expensive, depending on how much, on how expensive you are. I just keep bringing back loads of stuff I can't get over here.
Soda Shack?
Yeah, of course.
I like Soda Shack. I hate candy corn.
Candy corn was low tier. That was disappointing.
I expected the texture of candy corn to be slightly different. It was mushy and not very nice.
Fascinating.
I know. I thought you in the stream.
So Vladi and Foxy, have they fought before?
That's a good question. I believe they might have done in an earlier week. But we saw Madsen. I think the week it was a return where Vladi and Sakron and then sort of Foxy and Madsen kind of made that return. Oh, getting tagged with the overhead almost immediately. The 1-1 into run cancel overhead is significantly harder to fuzzy guard than the 1-1 staggered by itself.
So Foxy Grandpa down on life, forward 3 into the meter burn balls. Force Ball is a really, really good tool after certain things on block. Foxy Grandpa can eat round 1 pretty freely, actually.
Very, very convincing round number 1 there from Vladi7R.
It's practically a flawless as well. Vladi took a tiny bit of chip damage, but that was about it. Oh, whiff punishes of the forward 3 as well. That's a wonderful good option, but that drop could haunt him.
That small step back to make the down 3 whiff. Normally, Melina going for the down 3 so freely, but unfortunately, very, very bad. Combo drop, catching the string, tries to run cancel, doesn't matter, still gets no head anyway.
I mean, against someone like Foxy Grandpa, you have to be so careful with your combo drops, because just 1 or 2 errors is going to cost you the round. Like, you need that damage. You need to enforce that life lead. Make Foxy sweat. Make him not have the meter. If he hasn't got Breaker, do that damage.
All caught by the stagger, the 1-1-1 again. Oh, good block on the overhead. No reversal. Tries to go for a risky regular roll and another roll. What is going on?
Now, that's something we see. Like, Foxy is not invincible with Melina. We have seen him lose before, but it is 9 times out of 10 because he does things like that. Because he does a roll he shouldn't have done. Because he did a meter burn roll that, you know, he gets wrong on a 50-50 and he got punished for it. But these normal rolls are... They are the hangman's noose for Foxy Grandpa.
I mean, the thing is, if you get it, yes, it's a fast startup, very low to the ground, and somewhat weird to punish it sometimes. If you try and punish it too early, she's still going to be airborne.
Well, we saw the first ball punish was a forward 3, she fell out of it, and then Foxy did it straight away again, like giving him a second opportunity. Okay, cool, yep, do it again, and then he delayed the forward 3 and got a full punish. So, I don't know. I feel like that's the side of Foxy Grandpa that we really can't afford to see this close to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, like, just little things. If you're going to just throw out a punishable move like that, you're just going to give your opponent the opportunity to get free damage, you know? They didn't necessarily really need to work for that damage. They just blocked you and punished you. Oh, nice punish on the forward 3.
That's the thing, low side has slightly longer recovery, and there's a combo drop, but no hit confirmed from Foxy, and again gets a forward 1, but doesn't manage to get a big chunk of damage off it.
Very patient game. Run and grab again, pick of the hut grab. Establishing that full screen game, running in for the grab. Very, very weird to deal with against certain characters.
Tell Vladdy delaying, trying to bait Foxy into doing the meter burn roll, but he's not biting, and a normal nut punch in the neutral. That's a one half of a footsie tool. Just do the splits, put your fist down, go there, run into that. Oh wow, run up grab, Foxy Grandpa. Now one thing to note is, on the rare occasion that you find yourself fighting Mileena when she's got no bar, when she has no meter, on block, everything is... The only real mix-up there is low side, because the only time Mileena will get these 50-50 options on block is if she uses the meter burn bull roll. So if she hasn't got that bar, then it's not a 50-50. So she's kind of a little bit more dangerous when doing things on block, but just like that, can get himself a nice chunk of damage again.
Solid 35% off that back one too. Oh, I'm not sure. Sometimes it feels like Foxy, his brain is just telling him that this back 1-2 is going to connect. And if it doesn't, he doesn't not go for the roll. You know, it's an interesting decision, but I really feel like there needs to be a level of hit confirming and just seeing something come out rather than just committing.
That was a nice hit from Vladdy, but no stamina available. Has to be careful. Very close to a breaker, but I'm not quite sure if that's enough to build it in time. That jump-in punch, though.
That was a very, very fortunate jump-in for Vladdy.
Wow.
That's rare footage of the back one not anti-airing something.
I cannot believe we saw what we just saw. Run up grab, though. I can 100% believe that. Oh, good trade for Vladdy. That would have been colossally bad for him if he got hit by the overhead there for big damage.
We've seen in tournament before, Foxy landing that 55% corner combo there for 1 bar off that forward 3 string.
Oh, that's that forward 3 again. Vladdy so just surgical with the placement of that forward 3.
It's doing such an amazing job of just catching that down 3 for a clean whip punish. Oh no, ever so slightly mistiming the meaty, eating a full wake-up roll for his trouble.
But that was a meatless roll. I kind of feel like that goes back to what we've heard Foxy describe it as before, is when you play Mileena right, you make your opponent look like they have no idea how to play the game. But when you play her wrong and you make these mistakes and you get punished for these things, it makes you look like a terrible player.
Like that, the back 1-2 on block, still committed into the roll, and Vladdy gets tagged by it. I mean, like, it's one of those weird things where he blocked the first back one, and then got hit by the 2. Foxy had already committed into roll by the time that string was inputted. I mean, like, it won in the game, but it really shouldn't.
But that's what I mean. When you see things like strings into meterless roll on wake-up work, when you see meterless roll on wake-up work, or, a roll after a string on block, like, it looks, when it hits, like, oh, that read. He knew he'd let go of block. He knew he'd go for a counter poke because the roll hit him. But if you block it, it's, wow, he just did a string into a punishable move. Wow, what an idiot.
It's kind of like what you said 5 seconds ago, where it's like, yeah, if you win with her, the opponent looks like they don't know what they're doing.
That was Foxy's description, not mine. So I don't know what I'm saying. Mustard calling Foxy an idiot live on stream, because that was his words, not mine.
I think those rolls in game 1 were very idiotic.
I mean, he lost it, but he won game 2 on him, so, I mean,
trade.
We're kind of right and wrong here, I think.
Let's not forget, guys, when you both go for the first hit and you trade, it doesn't give the first hit bonus to anyone. You just have to get the second hit.
Foxy interrupts with his own standing normal. Oh, forced to break.
I mean, you almost wonder why people get tagged by that, but so many people do. It's like, there's got to be something going on there.
Let's see Foxy just playing these footsies, trying to keep him at the max range of back 1-2. Oh, again catches him.
Oh, there's the run cancel. Good use of head. Vladdy's going to go in, get the nut punch.
Oh, commits force balls on hit.
That's going to be, yep, clean number round. Number round? Round number 1. Round number 1 was
I know
what
you tried to say.
But number round came out.
But a good round though. I mean, Vladdy with a forward 3 confirmed into the corner, just to get that little bit of carry, to get the nut punch.
That's probably actually, I think, the first time we've seen the down 3 not completely whiff and get punished by the forward 3. Vladdy has Foxy in the corner though. Here we go.
I love these corner conversions from A-list. I mean, we see a lot of A-list, and I feel like it kind of dilutes the excitement of watching a character when you see that character like so often. But one thing I'll never tire of is just these corner combos.
Oh, and there's the armor break. Foxy's ready with a hit confirm. That string's so good at armor breaking.
I feel like it might be the best individual normal for armor breaking in the game, I think. Just due to the consistent amount of times we see it break basically any wake up. Any wake with armor, it just chews straight through it all the time.
That back 1-2 into low side was definitely some kind of buffer. I mean, that was only ever done on prediction of Vladdy going in with a forward dash. That's one thing we're seeing a lot now, where the opponents will break and then basically someone will just forward dash to close in the gap, when it's kind of tricky for the opponent to do anything about that without doing some kind of move on a read. Oh, looking good for Foxy right now. Has Vladdy at half health.
Oh,
the
no!
counter poke.
But gets hit from that range, though. But I don't think Vladdy even pressed a button. There's the punish on the bull roll. Vladdy needs to make this count. Down 4 again. Foxy has the bar. Has to watch out with these staggers. Very dangerous. Uh-oh.
Full
That's
combo.
bad.
One. Next touch is going to do it. Gets a clean jumping kick. Tries to convert. Doesn't quite get it, though.
Oh, catches the low! Wow. I mean, Vladdy made it. He got the comeback. He made the full sequence. 2-1 up on Foxy Grandpa right now.
But what did that start off? Bull roll and block. Again.
I mean, all 3 matches. All 3 matches have come down to that.
But that's the thing, like we said at the very beginning of the set, if you just do preemptive bull rolls, or you don't confirm, or you're kind of incorrect by thinking that you're going to go in for a punish. Like sometimes those back 1-2 rolls are Foxy just being adamant that in that situation his opponent is going to press a button because he's trying to feel out some kind of pattern. But if he's wrong, he eats a full combo for it. I mean, sometimes it's like, is it worth taking that risk? Probably not. I mean, that entire sequence came from another blocked roll.
Oh, Vladdy's having a really good tournament so far. I mean, beating Harry Nightmare, confirming himself in the finals, and now being 1 game away from eliminating Foxy Grandpa in the last week. I feel like this is a really important set just to... Because, like, they're going from the same region, so obviously it's EU versus NA. That's like the age-old argument. We've seen it all before. But at the end of the day, only one player is going to win that 90k for first place at the season finals. So I feel this is really important to, especially with a player as dominant as Foxy Grandpa, you need to be able to fight someone like that and say to them, you will not beat me. I will beat you. You will not get this free tournament win. You do not see me and see a free win in the bracket. I will make you work for it. And if I beat you, you have to be afraid of me.
I think being able to send that message on the final week is going to be a really useful tool for Vladdy 7R. Oh, and he gets tagged. Foxy already committing into the 50-50, but at that point it doesn't even matter because the string will connect, just increasing the damage of the combo.
But Vladdy has the bar for the nut punch.
Oh, almost whiff punished that down 3 with a 4-3 once again, ever so slightly getting away. Another running grab. Foxy should take the round on that. He is going to take round number 1.
Nice round. And in that sequence, managed to build himself 2 bars as well. Incredible.
Oh, and he tries to go... I'm assuming that was a back 1-2 attempt that didn't come out. But either way, I'm thinking the 4-3 might have won that exchange anyway.
Oh, wow. Gets hit again. I feel like when Foxy gets hit by the second one in the 1-1 string, it's because he thinks that Vladdy's going to stop after 1, and he's pressing buttons to try and interrupt it.
Foxy's always going to truck it. He's always going to throw that back 1-2 out when he sees a down 4 blocked.
Oh, wow. But no confirm. Foxy Grandpa drops it. That's a huge mistake.
Another run cancel from Vladdy. Foxy opts to go for a break. It's going to be kind of bad now, though, because if Vladdy wins this round without spending bar, Foxy's going to be a lot of bar down.
Do you think that Melina can react to force ball with dive kick? Because that's not something we're ever seeing Foxy go for.
I'm not even sure he's tried it at least once. Now, we just said Foxy using that breaker and then losing. Vladdy has Foxy in the corner. Vladdy has 3 bars of meter. And Foxy's in the corner with nothing.
All blocks the jump again. Now, we haven't seen Foxy go for anti-cross-up bull rolls anywhere near as often as he normally do. Vladdy getting hit by literally everything right now. Just like that, he's down on like 40% life.
I do wonder what he's trying to go for. Foxy's going to block the overhead. Has no bar to interrupt. There can be a gap in some of those forceful strings. Foxy sitting on a bar of meter, gets hit by a raw overhead. Combo drop from Vladdy though.
Oh, tries to go for a grab. Foxy playing a little bit on the back foot right now. Has a break available. That back one's going to get hit.
Eats a neutral jump punch. Foxy has to break. If Vladdy gets this next hit, he's going to win. And just like that, Vladdy 7R goes into Grand Finals, taking out Foxy Grandpa. Really, really well played and a fantastic tournament for Vladdy already.
Now, this is something that we haven't seen, is Foxy Grandpa enter the last week of the season and not win it. You know what I mean? Like, this was Foxy Grandpa, Season 1, Season 2. We see him all the time. Have a good last week.
I believe this is healthy for the game, though. I mean, like, look, Foxy being as dominant as he was, But I mean, he's lost to Irishman. I mean, Johnny Cage, right? That's now twice in top 8. Foxy has lost in the top 8, and both times it's been to Johnny Cage. I mean, I do believe
A-list and stunt double now as well.
I think Johnny Cage in general has good answers for piercing. You know, because we always say all the time, like, you know, what are the tools that you need to deal with piercing Melina? Fast, advancing, mids, good punishes, you know, good damage to kind of contest when you finally get that hit. And that's kind of like Johnny Cage kind of ticks those boxes. Also, down 4, low profiling, back 1-2.
That's a big deal. Now, moving into our second semi-final, let's have a quick look at today's bracket as we have the results from Krathen and Yupe.
Now, you know what this means.
3-2 set. 3-2 to Krathen. Yupe came so close, but has fallen to Krathen, which means he's not going to be at the season finals.
But this does mean that Storm is going to be at the season 3 finals, guaranteed for the 2nd season in a row.
Very impressive. Very impressive. Now,
Storm's dedicated. I mean, Storm bought an Xbox One just to enter the Pro League in Season 2. I mean, he's always been a PlayStation guy, but because he was confident in his abilities to play and place, I mean, yeah, the guy bought an Xbox One for the league, and it paid off by making him the highest placing international player. Now, going into Season 3, this guy has the chance to try and do the same kind of thing and play just as well. Huge congratulations to him, but also Yupe coming so close. I mean, 5 points behind Storm. I mean, the guy worked so hard, but at the last possible minute, Storm did overtake him there.
Again, 3-2 set. I mean, sounds like it was down to the wire. Truly, I mean, a fitting end to a Pro League run, I believe, is a really good set versus a really good player. Unfortunately, he won't be at the finals, but that does mean our 7 players are confirmed in points, which is pretty crazy. I mean, Week 8, it took to the last semi-final of Week 8 to know who that was going to be. And what a testament to how hard this season has been for these EU players.
Let's not forget that we had the largest amount of entrants, especially at the start of the league when it was a free-for-all, you know, when people didn't want to give up their Sundays. Everyone just went in. We had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of players across the whole world, you know, playing in these tournaments. The competition higher than it ever has been.
Well,
but
think
Storm
of it this way.
Is going to be going to the Season 3 finals. Really good stuff.
First couple of weeks, NA was getting about 600 entrants. And first couple of weeks, EU was getting 400 entrants. So that's literally looking at basically close to 1,000 players for the first couple of weeks. Obviously, that did sift down as the players became more and more situated. Obviously, everyone originally entered because they want to make the finals, but as players lose hope, some of them didn't enter, but the strong remained. So it was just as difficult the whole time because the best players were always there.
This is going to be an interesting matchup, though, because at Viennality, one of the MKXL Cup qualifiers in Austria, Krathen defeated Storm to get into top 8. He took out Storm, denying in the top 8 right there. So, I mean, this is a chance for Storm to kind of get a little bit of revenge, and also just try and get some more money going into the Season 3 finals.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Hang on a minute, what was that?
That was really nice. Storm gets nice air-to-air, starts off, jumps clean over forward 2, and a wonderful punish. I think Storm has done a wonderful job of baiting more punishable moves on block than anyone else in this top 8 so far.
Oh, Krathen's going to bet it just on that wake-up reversal. I mean, if he gets it, he's in a good situation to try and sort of shift the momentum. If he blocks it, he's going to lose the round. Anyway, clean punish on that special attack.
Oh, wow, and catches him crouching, but Takeda with round 1, Storm looking really good for himself. Krathen severely up on meter, but right now Storm is controlling the pace. But as I say that, Krathen gets a wonderful, wonderful launcher in the neutral.
But that's one of the elements, again, of Ninjutsu Scorpion in that. I mean, one thing sort of Takeda players love doing is just those kind of full range back twos, or, you know, trying to poke with the forward 1-2 into 2-4 or whatever. But Ninjutsu kind of has the range to kind of deny that style of play. Double low, interesting decision.
I think it may just been because he had so much bar to work with, he just wasn't as worried in that situation, and Krathen managed to respond with a nice, strong round 2.
Very, very close to a flawless right there.
Oh, wow,
instant jump kick.
You don't see that
If that was an online rank match, that would have been committed into a teleport all day. Oh, and he gets another 50-50 on the forward 2 slide. And that's one thing that we see all the time, rinsing that +2 stagger of the 2-1. Good block there from Storm, going to go in for a grab. Kind of a tricky situation, both players not really sitting on any meter, so the exchange there was a little bit more predictable than maybe it would have been normally. Oh, the patience! Just to get that 16% grab.
Well, it basically turns his 12% into 16, right? I mean, it was worth it for the increased damage. Jump kick, how much full combo Krathen has to break to keep himself alive?
Oh, and he jumps away! I mean, that was a good read on the jump with an instant teleport, but didn't quite work out. He is going to build a bar. Storm's not going to admit, though. That could be a big mistake. Krathen, I think he's going to making the comeback right there. But Storm, that final hit would build him the extra piece of meter. Oh, and he gets tagged.
Wow.
Anyway, now right there, Storm absolutely should have understood that that final hit was going to build him the bar and then committed in for the meter burn kunai, because that I'm certain that chip would have killed.
I mean, it would have been close. Krathen manages to clutch it back a little bit. I mean, that really is the difference between... and this is something we talk about quite often, is the difference between, like, the top players and, like, the godlike players. Is the ability to really clutch it out. We saw elements of that from Storm on both ends of the criteria in his last set. Obviously, he'd lost the clutch with dropping basic B&Bs, which almost cost him his opportunity. But then he managed to clutch it back by keeping it together when the match was extended. And in situations like that, we see Krathen do it in response. So it's being able to really keep yourself composed until, as soon as you see that last hit has landed you the win.
Interesting going into game number 2, though. I mean, like...
Round 1.
We've seen this matchup a couple of times. I mean, we've already seen it in the league before, but Storm was getting caught by a lot of kind of like preemptive stuff. So as you can see almost immediately, Krathen's playing a bit more of a sort of footsie-based game that kind of reads, understanding some of the range of the attacks and stuff like that. And I think Mirko was a lot more explosive, you know, a lot more teleports. Those hard reads that did work multiple times. Krathen is making those kind of risky decisions, but not as much. And there's that kind of Nivek shimmy that I think Krathen's kind of adopted into his own game right there.
Oh, wow. Uses the bar. I mean, kind of even damage pay. I'm not quite sure if it was worth it for Krathen the bar.
There was an adjustment made, though. I mean, NetherRealm did buff that Scorpion takedown to make it significantly more plus on hit than it used to be. Actually giving him some real momentum.
Oh, no, doesn't follow up, but that's going to be chip damage.
Guaranteed.
No, Krathen's just going to get hit by the overhead.
Hey, if the 2-4 didn't kill, the kunai at the end absolutely would have. On that risky teleport and a slight delay. I love it when Takeda players get the delay on that on-hit teleport because they make you think they're going to go for a grab. So you're going to be pressing a button to tech and then he goes straight into the forward one.
Now, I know we're not seeing it as often because I know... Oh, that was nice. Nice! Confirm from the... I believe that forward 4 or forward 3?
Big leg. We'll just call it that.
The big leg attack.
Oh, how many back twos was that?
We haven't seen Storm go for as many... hard to blockables, like anywhere near as much as we see other Takedas run out, but I do think that is a matchup thing, because we normally do see him do it, but he's had to fight, well, 2 Scorpions.
That was a really nice sequence, catching the low. He's going to go in. More pressure. Oh, the slightly making the jump in with instant jump kick and teleport. What a read. Storm breaking, wants to save the round. He could do it, and the delay into grab. Krathen's going to press the button once again. Oh, and he gets the 50-50. This could be the comeback he wants.
Not quite enough chip damage. Don't run into a face and block Storm. That's going to be guaranteed death. Oh, the risky plays.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait! Hang on a minute, hold the phone. Play that back. What happened?
That was Storm being godlike.
He teleported the teleport.
He had no stamina. So, in that situation, if you see Takeda teleport, and you've said this a lot before, when they have no stamina, they cannot cancel that teleport. It's a free punish. So he did it because he knew Krathen was going to teleport, because they were both chip damage away from death on both their teleports. So Storm does it with no stamina. Krathen sees it and understandably, like any of us would, goes, aha! He can't cancel that, the game is mine. I'm going to teleport because he can't avoid it now. And Storm read it, and he let go, and then he vanished, made the teleport whiff, and then hit him in the back.
I mean, that was pretty good. I'll give him props for that one. I will give him props
for that one.
Storm
is back, Storm is back.
Was it that there was pressure to place all along, and now the pressure is gone? He's not playing so, I guess, sort of questionably?
I mean, that is always a potential thing. I mean, yeah, we are seeing a handful of mistakes from both players, but like at the end of the day, like, we are human. Like that is going to happen. It's all about how you make the most of your opponent's mistakes and just minimize yours, really.
Oh, and he gets the low into meter burn. That's the thing, low into meter burn spear, it's safe on block. So, I mean, that's going to be your safe go-to option. Ninjutsu kind of has to make those reads, though, and he has to spend the resources on that because, unlike Inferno and Hellfire, Ninjutsu cannot launch off his low for no bar.
Oh, good bait from Storm once again. He's going to use the bar. He's going for the comeback. Storm's looking for the comeback.
Oh, and he presses a button in Krathen. Is he going to break? He's not. I think he understood right there that... Oh!
Oh, Storm, you didn't. Yes, you did! You just made a 5% comeback. Storm is officially back at the very end of Season 3.
That was a Season 2 comeback right there.
I mean, what do you say about that? That was a 5% full life comeback.
You can tell Krathen was probably going to try and save the bar right there too, and then he realized how much damage he was going to take if he didn't break. Broke at the last minute, took unnecessary damage, and then Storm just getting that read.
Nice combo from Krathen, chunky damage. Restand, is he going to cash out or go for the restand? Oh, restands for a throw. Beautiful setup. Flawless, that is one way to return.
Okay, so he goes for poke. I mean, it's very dangerous. I mean, if you're going to be a Takeda player, you've got to be very, very careful whipping those normals and strings against a Scorpion. That's a meter burn teleport for free every single time you see a whip.
Now, I like Krathen's use of Mach 4 into Spear because he knows you're instinctively standing up because you want to be blocking that forward 2. I know the first hit isn't an overhead, but you kind of want to be ready for that overhead block.
On there, speaking of block, ain't no one blocking that anytime soon. Oh, and he bets it all on a meter burn teleport. Those kind of risky plays.
Okay, he's not going for... Well, I say he's not going for setup, he's just going for damage.
Oh, and another down... Can we talk about those down 1 teleport punishes?
I mean, they're not good. I mean, there's no getting around it. They're just not... They're not the right thing to do, but he won, so I'm pretty sure he'll take that. But again, moving into the finals, you have to make sure your punishes are on point, because that's how we saw Vladdy beat Foxy, right? It was punishing things that you could punish. And if you're getting a down 1, then like, if a full combo punishable move gets punished by like 1 or 2%, is that really going to deter you from doing it again?
Well, I mean, if you're going to eat a down 1 for doing something like full combo on hit and on block down 1, I mean, look,
it's not a good comparison.
You got to weigh in your options right there. Now, he is going to stick with the ninjutsu pick, and it's interesting. I mean, like, when we see Scorpions play, you kind of feel like, are these risks always necessary? Like, when we see a lot of Scorpion players lose, it kind of comes down to not necessarily the Scorpion player being opened up by the opponent. It almost always banks on an unsafe teleport.
I have lost count of the amount of teleports that Storm has blocked and punished. Today alone, like in these 2 sets he's played, I've completely lost count.
He goes in for the teleport. Good use of the plus frames right there. Nice grab. I mean, in many ways, that grab might almost always be guaranteed because I mean, like, are you going to get mixed by something else, or are you going to just take the grab? Krathen understanding that the down 1 on block is going to be his turn to press a button.
Oh, tries to punish, doesn't get it in time. I mean, both players kind of doing very similar things. They're doing a lot of cancel teleports that you can stop, but you have to be ready for them to cancel it. You're not reacting to them. Oh, and speaking of which, no punish from Krathen.
You very rarely don't see that get punished. Oh, and he tries to go for it, but then the back forward 2 meter burn, such a slow reversal, will easily get armor broken by most. I mean, if it's even a remotely fast
Any standard string to armor break.
It'll armor break almost every day. Kind of like the Bane of Predator as well, the same kind of trouble.
Oh, cheeky delay into throw. Storm's paying attention. Plus frames, Krathen disrespects. But at the same time, if there's one character that actually probably doesn't have the fastest armor breaking strings himself, it's probably Takeda.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of maybe 1-1-2, but yeah, unlikely to do a lot.
1-1-2
he chews up the NJP. Here comes Krathen.
This could be a really good set. I mean, we're looking to go straight to 2-2 right now. Storm has the bar for the comeback, but...
All goes for the 2-1-2, thinking Storm might have expected a stagger, and he goes in for the low. Right, we're bringing it down to the final game once again.
I feel like Storm sitting there blocking was on prediction of the slide, because Krathen's done it a lot and he had the bar, so I think Storm's just trying to think, I don't know, I think he might be looking a little bit too far ahead into normals that and reversals that are unnecessarily risky in the situation, but because he's been hit by so many of them, I feel like that's why he's respecting it so much.
Storm is going to go all the way with this Shiro Ryu pick. We've seen him use Ronin. I mean, we haven't seen it in a while. I do strongly think that kind of Shiro Ryu is his strongest variation.
I actually think that regardless of who wins this match, we're going to get a really nice Grand Finals. Because Vladdy waits for them. And we haven't seen Storm fight Vladdy since week 1, where he basically got annihilated 3 games straight. But there's been 2 months since then. And Krathen, I mean, what a statement for Krathen to say, I'm not going to the finals, but I just won week 8. Beating some amazing players on the way there.
Gets the jump back punch though, doesn't get full combo. Instant jump kick teleport, nice read. I mean, that's one of the things about this matchup specifically. Normally that meter burn kunai is almost free for Takeda, but the sheer danger of what that meter burn teleport or teleport in general is going to do with Scorpion makes a lot of these otherwise guaranteed situations like that. I mean, like this ability to go jump kick teleport, instant full combo punish. You catch one of those and you're going to get a full combo and just deny that meter burn kunai entirely.
All blocks over this time. Storm runs in. Run into forward dash. I mean, Storm playing with fire right now.
Oh, jump kick into the meter burn just to get the pop up. We might see another comeback in him.
We might. Krathen has 1 bar. Oh, whiffs the back 2. That could have been dangerous.
Whiffs a forward 2 though. Oh, the jump kick. That's going to be a confirm. All day drops it. Yeah, that's going to be guaranteed
down
death
1
right there.
Slide. Krathen knows his chip damage is there. Match point.
The second that down 1 came out on hit, Storm was dead. I mean, like he would have had to hold something. Oh, the back 2 to challenge the back 2.
Instant air teleport for the anti-air. Very, very interesting stuff, but it worked. I mean, props for being aware.
Nice anti-cross up down 1 though. Very risky doing that against a Scorpion. Normally the jump in 3, very hard to anti-air at all ranges.
Oh, instant teleport. Oh, that was an exchange.
A little bit of a repositioning right there on the jump kick. Oh, eats the full combo. Storm with a really nice read. Krathen's been jumping out of those meter burn no kunais a lot. That was a strong read right there, getting tagged. I mean, in that situation, it's almost always going to be worth taking that slide because the forward 2 on hit, full combo. Slide, at least you're in a situation where you haven't taken as much damage, but Krathen on the verge of a comeback.
Very steady comeback. Whiffs the forward 2, so that'll be it. Oh, whiffs the meter burn slide. Baited completely, and Storm brings himself to a return match point with a lot of meter to work with.
Whoever wins this game is going to meet Vladi7R in the Grand Finals, playing for that cash. Oh, and he tries to let it rip, gets caught anyway. Krathen, here he goes. Storm saving the bar. I mean, that's going to be a comeback if you save the meter.
It depends, yes, be careful. Staggered throw again.
How much damage is he willing to take before he breaks? That's the question.
Oh, clean over a forward 2. Storm with the bravery.
Oh, wait a minute. That's going to be a full combo punish. That might even be game over. Is Storm going to build the bar? Has to break. But what a bleak situation.
This could be a Takeda meterless comeback. This is going to be a bit harder and a bit more honest than we normally see. There's the delay. He's trying to bait him out. He's trying to make him do something.
Oh, and he already committed into it. That's going to be a full whiff punish, and Krathen is going to move into the Grand Finals. I mean, like, the thing is, in that situation, the down 1 on hit, I'm certain he was trying to get a conversion right there, and it just didn't work.
I mean, yes. I mean, Storm, that's... And we've said this before, but the delayed wake-up and the mind game that brings is you have to read the opponent. Whenever you knock them down, unless you do like a super hard knockdown or a splat or something where you kind of can really get a read on how they're going to get up, sort of, usually, normal delay wake-ups are a big threat because of that. And with characters like Takeda that have these amazing strings, like forward 1-2, 2-4, super dangerous. Like, amazing chip damage, legit block string into kunai, meatburn kunai, but very slow on recovery. Because being good on block is one thing, but being good on recovery, not so many moves are good at both. And Takeda is one of the easiest characters to whiff punish in the game, especially on your wake up. Krathen made the read, delayed his wake up for as long as possible, and Storm just wasn't ready for it.
But I mean, that's the thing. I feel like Scorpion in general is quite an underrated character. That some of these really, really good characters, Scorpion does well against. I mean, like, I think Scorpion does fine against Takeda. I think Scorpion does well versus Melina. Some of the other characters where, I mean, like, one good read with Scorpion across many, many variations.
Oh, and that was the start of the comeback, and then that tiny down 3 at the end.
But that's the Storm we know and love. That's the Storm we really hadn't seen much of in the top 8. I mean, like, Storm now, although right there, that was absolutely a down 1 attempted conversion into the forward 1-2-2-4. I mean, he must try to get a full combo. He had a lot of meter there too. I mean, like, that would have been the start of a comeback, that down 1 conversion, but didn't quite get it. So, our grand final is decided. It's going to be Krathen versus Vladi7R. Before we get stuck in, we're going to find out what you guys have been saying about the match.
Well, Twitter has been absolutely active with the hype from all the Storm comebacks that we've just seen. Unfortunately, just losing there, but that first set was incredible. But just before I get into some of those tweets, I just want to remind you guys at home that you can follow us on Twitter at ESL Mortal Kombat for anything Pro League related, especially with the finals coming up now. You can get involved with the conversation tonight. You can tweet me using the hashtag MKX Pro League. Any questions, predictions for the grand finals coming up. Also, remember, we do our weekly raffle. We have an absolutely amazing prize tonight, a signed copy of the Mortal Kombat X Blood Ties comic book with loads of lovely signatures from our friends over at NetherRealm. Even Ed Boon's signature is on there. So if you want to be within a chance of winning that, you can go to esl.gg/MKXComp to register there. The tickets are also still on sale for the finals in LA next month, but they are running out. So remember to pop over to esl.gg/MKXfinals to buy one there. We do have a question from Mr. Stacks concerning the lovely Foxy Grandpa. He wants to know if you guys think we might see the return of Lau at the season finals.
Good question. I mean, like, to be honest, the reality is there are actually some characters that do pretty damn well versus Melina. You know, like, I mean, Johnny Cage, for example. I mean, like, the question is, how would Kung Lao do versus Johnny Cage in comparison to that? Would Melina have better tools than Johnny Cage for that kind of matchup? It comes down to however Foxy wants to handle a matchup and the tools of both characters. Let's not forget, Foxy plays Melina mainly because he doesn't feel like she's leaps and bounds better than Kung Lao as much as it is the way Foxy likes playing Mortal Kombat X, Melina fits the best, and that's piercing as well. The way he plays, piercing fits. Not Melina, piercing.
Well, let's not beat around the bush here. Like, Foxy Grandpa was the there were loads of Kung Lao players early on, but Foxy Grandpa was kind of like the pioneering Kung Lao player that had the most success. Obviously, we have amazing Kung Lao players still around. We have Perfect Legend, we have Boki, we've seen DJT still playing me in Kung Lao, same
Forever
thing with
King,
Slayer,
yeah, Forever King still does it.
So we still have Lao players, but Foxy Grandpa really sort of pioneered the character early on. And then when he made the change to Melina, but at the time of him playing Melina, the community didn't think anything at all, really, of Melina. There was kind of like a divide. Some people thought she was okay, some people thought she was completely trash.
Look.
But then Foxy made Melina, now, alongside Use for Glue, what she is. So it's a question of, does he need Kung Lao anymore?
There's no beating around the bush. The Mortal Kombat community thought that Melina was a weak and or extremely average character until Foxy started playing her. It's as simple as that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the proof is there, and the results do not lie. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't think we'll see him play Kung Lao. If it was early in the season, maybe I would assume, but he's had so much success, and he's basically played nothing but Melina for so long, I'd be surprised to see him change. So we are going to get set up for our grand final set. We're going to throw to one last break before we get that going. Do not go anywhere. In a few minutes' time, we'll return with our final grand final set of the European MKX Pro League.
Peggy 18.
The time has come.
To face you in Mortal Kombat?
To teach you respect.
Liu Kang, the champion of Earthrealm. Orphan at a young age, Liu Kang was raised by Shaolin monks who trained him in the ways of the spiritual warrior. Having defeated Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang is ready for any fight with Fists of Fury and Dragon's Fire.
Let us get to know each other.
In the Duelist variation, Liu Kang changes between light and dark metamorphosis, altering the properties of his projectiles. In the Dark stance, Liu Kang's Dark Sphere can stop on command, trapping and juggling your foes in the corner. In the Light stance, Solar Flare, back forward X plus right trigger, is best used to juggle your opponent. Choose between the searing damage of light, the setup potential of dark, or a combination of both.
I'm simply too fast. I will show you hell.
Liu Kang ignites the fury of the Shaolin in the Flame Fist variation. Use Shaolin Inferno, down down X plus right trigger, to quickly buff Liu Kang's punching attacks and extend combos. His new enhanced special attack, Windmill Flurry, is a great armored launcher that can be cancelled into another special. The potential chip damage of Flame Fist punishes any foes who choose to block. Use Liu Kang's mobility and quick normal attacks to punish those that choose to flee or attempt reversals.
I am far more than mortal.
The Dragon's Fire variation encaptures the Liu Kang legacy with high pressure play and ferocious fireballs. Liu Kang's Dragon Fire can be dash cancelled to extend combos and push your enemy to the corner. Keep up the corner pressure with Liu Kang's fast normal attacks and Dragon Fire cancels. Keep in mind your opponent will attempt to escape the pressure. Change the tempo of your offense to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes. The strength of Liu Kang rests on safe pressure. Use Ankle Snap, down A, to poke at your opponent, allowing Liu Kang to stay on the offensive. Whether you choose the adaptability of Duelist, the raw damage of Flame Fist, or the versatility of Dragon's Fire, Liu Kang has an answer for any challenger. Shatter bones for the Shaolin with an X-ray finisher. And go from Enter the Dragon to Release the Kraken with a brutality.
Think again.
Liu Kang wins.
Lead the charge with Earthrealm's defender, Liu Kang.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are minutes away from what will be the final set of the EU Mortal Kombat X Pro League, where we have Krathen versus Vladi 7R. So we've got Italy versus Russia in what is going to be our final match of the Pro League.
So let's quickly collect on what's going on here. So going into this week, players were already confirmed to be going to the Season 3 finals, playing for $200,000 in a matter of weeks. And they were Foxy Grandpa, Madzin, Sackron, Harry Nightmare, and Irish Mantis. There were 2 spots left, and 4 players in this top 8 that were playing for those points and were in a run. It was Vladi 7R, Yupe, Storm, and Jinminene. Now, by the end of this week, the Grand Finals, although these are exciting, because this is the first time we've seen Krathen in a Grand Finals, and Vladi 7R taking out Foxy to get here, I mean, the stress is gone. These guys are just playing for cash. Krathen cannot qualify. He hasn't got enough points. Vladi's already going. So the level of comfort, I mean, this set might even be the highest level these guys have ever played, because there's no more stress. They just have to play.
Well, you say they're only playing for cash, but Krathen's playing to show the world I didn't make the finals, but I'm as good as these guys. I beat them all. They were all in this top 8, and I beat them.
This would be a story if Krathen takes it.
And Vladi is playing to show us and his colleagues that, well, I say his co-players that have made the finals, that I'm going to the finals, but I was our last winner. I'm going into the finals of a success in week 8. You guys are going in after a loss. I'm going in after winning the whole thing. So I feel like this is more of a statement set, more than the cash.
I do think that Johnny Cage's down 4 is going to be somewhat of an answer for Ninjutsu's neutral. I mean, it kind of competes with the range. Yes, it's not going to lead into a full combo, but it's at least going to shut this kind of thing down. Wow, Vladi going in straight into the A-list pressure.
That's a severe life lead and a smooth round 1 as Vladi's going to close this one out.
Round 1 goes to Vladi 7R. Flawless victory. That was a great sequence.
Round 2, fight.
Oh, tries to punish, doesn't get it. Blocks the slide this time. Krathen going to get fully punished, forced to break.
This entire set, Krathen's been somewhat just shut down completely. Oh, wow. And that wasn't even on an anticipation of a stagger. I mean, that on hit, if he did the 2-on-4, there was a gap there. Like, he would have punished it anyway. Vladi with a lot of matchup knowledge right now.
All gets hit by the slide this time, though. That would have been death if he blocked it, though.
And there you go, tries to block the slide, gets hit by the overhead portion, full combo. And we all know Vladi. Vladi doesn't like spending meter.
Oh, catch this time, forced to break there this time. Being smart with it, realizes, nope, I'm going to stay in a chance to win the match. No reason to give myself a whole round to win. Oh, catches him, nice confirm, and that is going to be a nut punch. Down 4 on hit, and a grab. Smooth game 1.
Vladi, that was a quick game number 1. And it was right at the end there where he just caught the nut punch. Really, really good reversal there. Good damage. But I mean, it's just... I kind of feel like Johnny Cage does well in this matchup. I mean, Ninjutsu Scorpion, very, very strong character. Good range, good neutral tools. But I mean, Johnny Cage is down 4. Seems like it could be a little bit of a problem. What Krathen is going to have to do in this situation is try and whiff punish. He's going to have to try and take that step back. He's going to have to make Vladi scared to forward 3 or down 4. He's going to have to stand at that magical range where his forward 2 will connect as a whiff punish or his back 2, and that Vladi will whiff, making him scared to go for those options.
But I feel like we have to stay somewhat within reason here. Like, we say that Scorpion has the tools to deal with some top tier characters, but that doesn't make him a top tier character. You still have to work very hard and put yourself definitely at risk. Like, every block slide is a full combo punish, and that's something you have to sometimes do if you're really trying to enforce the threat of forward 2.
And the danger of this matchup too is that if Johnny Cage blocks a forward 2, he may not necessarily get a punish, but what he's going to do is guarantee a forward 3 on block, which is going to be jailing and pressure.
And let's remember, a lot of these normals, whilst, again, some of them are safe and have amazing range, it is at the very least going to guarantee Vladdy some block pressure, and giving A-list blocking is quite dangerous.
Krathen's all over him, tries to go for the delayed back 4 just to catch the delayed wake up, didn't catch it. Vladdy's going to get a full combo, and now he has 3 bars of meter pushing him towards the corner, doesn't respect the frames, that's going to be a full combo, and that's going to be huge damage.
Nice restand, 3 bars to make it work.
Oh, and Krathen gets tagged again. He had to use the breaker.
Is Vladdy going to be the second person today to make a full comeback on Krathen? Is that going to be enough? 12%?
Meter burn kick. Are we going to see it? No! Running down 4 just to secure that round. But Vladdy sitting on a full bar. Krathen has basically nothing. He has a meager amount left.
I mean, he manages to stop himself getting styled on for 2 games in a row. Oh, normal wake-up teleport. Very, very, very risky, but it does work.
That 2-1-2. I like that. The 2-1-2, I'm not sure if there's a gap there as much, but the 2-1-2 on prediction of Vladdy trying to armor the gap in the 2-1-4.
Oh, nice slide, 26% damage.
Let's not forget, guys, that the slide is way more plus on hit than it used to be, giving Scorpion some true knockdown pressure.
Oh, catch some pressing buttons, goes to meet, but nut punch burns the bar for some damage.
He's going to build up all that stamina, and here comes the jailing, gets an overhead again. Vladdy, this sequence could win the whole round.
Oh no, turns a forward 3 on hit into a down 4. That could not have been what he wanted to do.
On the slight delay, Krathen's still going to break, he wants the round. And there's the whip punish, but ever so slightly too late. And that's more guaranteed jailing into a grab, and Vladdy 7R is going to take round number 2. Now, Krathen tried to do just what he said, with punishing down 4 with the forward 2, but he did it ever so slightly too late.
Trying to space it out, gives Vladdy that forward 3, block pressure, doesn't confirm it.
Vladdy was definitely ready for that to get blocked. Good block on the overhead. I mean, it's kind of risky for Krathen to go for those lows. Full combo punishable. Oh, speaking of full combo punishable, Vladdy dropping the first cancel of the set. Krathen cashing out big damage using that meter burn teleport. Oh, Vladdy, I think he done so many overheads. Oh no, and he drops it!
Oh, but gets a nice reset opportunity, but doesn't confirm that one either.
Now it's clean punish right there on Krathen. Now Vladdy has to use this break, otherwise he's in a bad situation.
Oh, run into down 3.
Looking really good for Krathen right now. Oh, and he gets a clean jump. Doesn't get the forward 3 on hit though, but on hit is going to get the overhead.
Just the restand again. Krathen, 1 bar of meter to work. If he gets a slide on hit, that's going to win, but let's be careful. Oh, Vladdy trying to bait it out, and Krathen just gets a straight up raw forward 2, and he's going to take himself to 1-1.
1 game apiece on both these guys. I mean, like, one thing we're not seeing Krathen do, I actually love the fact that the overhead caught, because, so that was like, what, 2 or 3 times in a row, Krathen did the forward 2 on block into overhead, and every time Vladdy went for the block and he got it, right? So in that, like, 4th situation, where the overhead connected, because that was definitely a situation where Vladdy went, look, he's done the overhead 3 times in a row. Surely on this 4th time, he's going to go into slide and force the mix-up. And that one time, he ate a full combo.
So is that another, I know that he knows that I know, so I'm going to do this. He wants me to zig, so I'm going to zag, but I shouldn't zag because he's expecting me to zag because he zigged last time.
And in 3 times in a row, that's literally, he zigged because I zagged, because last time he zagged as well. Like, it's... Yeah, you know.
I feel like we should just cut this analogy dead.
Oh, that nice whip punish though, securing the first hit bonus, denying Johnny Cage just that little bit of extra jailing from the meter burn forceful.
I mean, this is shaping up to be like probably one of the closest grand finals we've had in the season finals before.
Oh, I'm not sure I agree with that. Teleport cancel, trying to go in for something slightly cute but really unnecessary. And again, Vladdy enforcing those down 4s. How many down 4s are you going to take before you block low and eat that overhead? Oh, catches the jump. Really good use on the back 2.
I feel like the back 2's a really attractive option when you have no stamina. So after a breaker, it's wonderful at just occupying that space.
Now in game number 1, I think Krathen is seriously remembering the fact that Vladdy has been armoring those gaps, and that's why Vladdy's taking the 2-1-2 now. Guaranteed chip. Krathen's going to win round number 1.
He hasn't got a bar, and Krathen has been opting to go for that meter burn slide. He hasn't been doing anywhere near as much teleports as before, though. I just think it doesn't really think it's a necessary tool at the moment. Because Vladdy's very patient. He's playing very slow.
Oh, and he didn't quite have the stamina to get that whip punish. But he has got Krathen in the corner. Challenges it with a down 1. Cancels the teleport just to get out the corner. Vladdy might be able to put him near the corner. If not, this will just do a fair amount of corner carry by itself.
Oh, and again goes that back 2. Vladdy does something to try and punish it, but not going to work at all.
And I think Vladdy's going to be blocking overhead all day. I mean, he has so much health. If he gets hit by a slide, so what? If he gets hit by the overhead, like full combo, and he's just going to let Vladdy build all of that meter. Oh, that's the thing. Aelis Cage is going to build a ton of meter, even if you're not getting, hit by it. Jailing all day.
Vladdy's still up on meter. Cancels teleport, full whiff punish from Krathen. Vladdy opts to break to keep himself in the damage, but no. Nice forward 2 into slide, 15%. Ooh, takes it this time. Overhead's going to land for a full launch.
Krathen's going to get some kind of restand momentum. Oh, and he goes into the low for the first time. We haven't seen that yet, with the exception of that first game we did it meterlessly. That's going to be good damage. Going into the slide, very plus on hit. What's the mix-up? And there's the shimmy. Does it one too many times. Eater, wake up, low poke, and here comes Vladdy 7R in the corner.
Could this be another comeback on Krathen? Krathen hasn't got a breaker. He's nowhere near one a full bar to build yet by taking damage.
If Krathen gets mixed one more time, he's in a bad situation. Gets the reversal.
Oh, base up and nut punch, and that is going to be that. And Krathen's going to go up to 2-1 at the moment.
Wow, 2. I mean, like, if Krathen wins this tournament, what a message to send. I mean,
that means all of our qualified players are going and going, yeah, but we lost to Krathen, though. Krathen beat us. That's
Madzin, you eternal gatekeeper. That's what Madzin is right now. Every single time Krathen was denied so many 9th placings because unfortunately he fell to Madzin week after week, this tournament demon, which even to this day, Krathen has been unable to defeat since the Pro League has begun. And I mean, here he is, Grand Finals, 1 game away. I mean, you can only ask, had he not bumped into Madzin those times, would he be one of our confirmed players? The gameplay is proving this.
Well, we've said before, he's definitely the high enough quality to do it. It was just... I think Madzin has saved the rest of the EU Pro League this season a lot of grief. But again, it comes down to, because Krathen couldn't take part in week 1 and 2, he couldn't get that early seeding. He couldn't get that early points that helped out. Like, let's take, for example, Sakron and Vladdy did amazingly well in week 1 and 2.
And he gets the low once again.
So they had the chance to be seeded better. So they had arguably easier times moving through the bracket. But then Krathen, because he had no points, he was going in fighting the killers from week 1. And here he is, taking them all down one by one.
But I mean, this set isn't over yet. Vladdy's got the pressure. Down 4 into slide, the cheeky stuff. And here we go, tournament point. Krathen is 1 round away from winning our final week of the EU/CIS Mortal Kombat X Pro League.
Oh, that down 4 as well. No full punish, but still enough to make Vladdy waste the bar.
And there we go, once again, Vladdy trying to armor the gap, but he's going for 2-1-2, much harder to deal with. And there you go, lovely whip punish on the standing 3 into meter burn teleport. What a read.
Now, we've seen Krathen buffer that standing 3 into teleport before. I believe that's just tech Krathen uses, just standing 3 into teleport.
Oh, wow. There we go, on the verge of a flawless victory, and there we go!
Vladdy didn't break. I
don't know what he was doing there. I do not know, but Krathen's going to take it.
That was dominant. That final game was absolute destruction.
So,
flawless victory. You heard that? Flawless victory, right? I didn't hear that.
I heard the final week of the MKX Pro League for EU and CIS, Krathen, poor guy, if only.
Madzin is the sole... Madzin saved everyone in the finals from dealing with this carnage.
Why was he on that side of the bracket so many times? Because he didn't enter week 1 and 2. If only he entered week 1 and 2, Mustard. He won the tournament this week.
Hindsight is the worst thing, right? Because truly, and we'll have a look at the bracket now. I mean, Krathen just 3-2, 3-2, 3-1. The easiest set Krathen had was in Grand Finals. Imagine that.
Krathen had to keep Yuppie away from the season finals. Took out Storm in an amazing set and a very, very convincing 3-1. I mean, to be fair, Vladdy 7R isn't going to care as much now. I mean, look, the points are done. I mean, the points, they are done at this point. So, Vladdy 7R, great. It was really good that he got Grand Finals. It's even better that he has secured himself to the Season 3 Finals this week. I mean, the reality is, although Krathen won this tournament, Vladdy is kind of the real winner of the situation because he's the one going to LA. But Krathen has done nothing but send us all a message of, if I got top 8, if I was able to enter week 1 and 2, who knows what would have happened.
Well, he did manage to win the final week. I mean, that's a first for us in EU, that the winner of the final week isn't actually going to the finals. So, absolutely crazy stuff.
It's a bittersweet situation, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, well, I think before we sign this off, I want to know what you guys at home have been saying about that tournament series.
Well, everyone certainly was not expecting what was happening going down tonight, but I have a little statement here from Krathen. He just wants to say, I'd say shout-outs to the Italian scene that is growing up so fast, and I'm glad that I could make it this far with Ninjutsu Scorpion. So congratulations to you, Krathen. If only you'd entered Season 1 and Season 2, but there we go. So as always, guys, you can follow us at ESL Mortal Kombat on Twitter for anything Pro League related. Everything with the season finals coming up now, it's going to be an exciting time. You can tweet us at using the hashtag MKXProLeague. Not much to say now, really, but if you have anything else, North America's coming up as well. You can enter our giveaway this week, this lovely magazine up for grabs. All signed there by NetherRealm. Even Ed Boon's signature is on there. You can go to esl.gg/mkxcom to enter there. And if you're lucky enough to live anywhere near LA and you want to grab some tickets for the season finals, you can go to esl.gg/mkxfinals to grab some there. This will be my last sign-off for the league, guys. I'm kind of sad.
Well, we'll see you at the finals. You'll be there.
I will be there. I will be there in this lovely outfit if you want to come and meet me.
But there will be loads of other people cosplaying as well, so there will be plenty of people around. It's always a wonderful opportunity to get some photos, enjoy the experience. Everyone loves MK. It's a wonderful situation to be in. But that is it.
I mean,
we are at the end. So Krathen is your final winner of Week 8. We have our 7 guaranteed players. We have Foxy Grandpa, Madzin, Sacron, Harry Nightmare, Irish Mantis, Vladdy7R, and Storm. So the entirety of EU represented. Wonderful stuff. Amazing, strong play. Thank you to everyone that entered the Pro League at any point. Thank you to the production team behind the scenes that make the magic happen week after week. It wouldn't be the same without you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Do you have any final words before we end?
I'm just happy that we're still here, you know, in the situation that we've had 3 seasons already for this game. You know, we're weeks away from the Season 3 finals. We've had some absolutely fantastic gameplay. This week has absolutely not failed to deliver us some absolutely fantastic games. And I mean, Krathen, like I said, I'm so happy. I'm sad that he's not going to be able to go with us to the finals with that ninjutsu, but I mean, do you believe that, you know, he won? Using the boy right here. I'm going to miss the set. I think this is a really awesome set. We've got a big old TV. I don't know if you guys can tell that by now, but I mean, I'm going to miss standing in front of it. And that's pretty much everything. I mean, I want to say thank you everyone at home that are stuck with us as long as you have. Do not go anywhere. In a few hours, North America will have the exact same situation, and there are just as many players that are basically gunning for those final points. So, I am Ketchup.
I've been Mustard.
And you've been watching Week 8 of the Mortal Kombat X Pro League. Stay tuned.